Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Walter of Lit One, also as the Money Talks. Donovan will be joining us. He was on here, but he's having an internet issue, but it should be up in just a few minutes. So we're going to have Walter and Donovan on here. So anyway, I'd like to say also thank you to Walter and Donovan. Also like to say thank you to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you just viewers, but you are participants as well, because we do share the link so you can come on and quickly, and I want to emphasize quickly, express your point of view or ask a question or whatever. But anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community, to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. Hello, Brother Reggie and Black America. Again, Donovan will also be joining us. I know it's been a couple of weeks since you all have seen Donovan and I live on a Tuesday. So he said he wasn't doing anything and he would come on as soon as his internet comes back up. So today we're going to be talking about a pastor side piece demands payment, or his wife will find out about him. By now, I'm pretty sure maybe she found out. But anyway, I kind of wanted to lighten it up just because we always talk about things that are kind of heavy. But hello, Third Coast McQueen. How you doing? And Anita, what's going on? Before we get started, I want to talk about something maybe y'all have seen or maybe have not seen trending in the news and on the internet, and it's going to get a lot more traction. In Lancaster, California, there's a Black couple that went into a Winco. Now, the employees in there, hello, JBWR, employees in there accused the couple of stealing a cake. Now, they're a Black couple, and I'm not going to show y'all the video because I'll get in trouble, and it's very hard to watch. You guys can Google Lancaster, California Winco, couple or whatever, and it'll come up. It's all over. So anyway, somebody in the store accuses them of stealing a cake, okay? As they're leaving outside of the store, the police, they're called, police runs up on them, with all the force that they can. So they arrest, and now mind you, this couple is in their 60s, easily in their 60s, right? So they get the husband and they handcuff him, and the wife starts to record. Now, mind you, somebody else is recording from their car. They're watching. Hold on one second. Deanna, come get my phone real quick. It's the orthodontist. I'm sorry, y'all. One second. To see what my appointment is after 1:15. Sorry, y'all. So anyway, so the husband gets arrested and the wife is recording, and somebody else is recording that whole situation. So one of the officers see the wife recording, and he runs over to her and he grabs her by her neck and he body slams her with all of his force. Now, mind you, this lady probably weighs like 125 pounds, maybe, an elderly Black woman, and body slams her to the ground with all of his might. Now, her husband is watching. He's handcuffed. And he was like, basically, stop. She has cancer. Stop. And everybody else that's around is like, stop. The lady that's recording is like, don't sock her. So I guess the cop, as the sheriff, this is in Los Angeles, so it's Los Angeles County, I guess he was going to sock her. And everybody's like, don't you sock her. Don't you sock her. He also pepper sprays this lady. Eventually, he handcuffs her. And so comes out that they did not steal a cake. Now, mind you, a cake. How do you steal a cake? Neither one of them came out the store with a cake. They did not steal a cake, but the employees in the Winco, and I've been to that Winco a bunch of times because my father lives in Lancaster, California, so I know exactly where that Winco is. It's a grocery store. They did not steal the cake. The husband is handcuffed. The wife is recording, and she is body slammed to the ground and pepper sprayed and, horribly demeaned. Now, yesterday, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to show y'all this video. Yesterday, when I watched this video, emotions came on me and I sobbed uncontrollably. A lot of emotions came over me because, for one, I couldn't imagine being that black man. Could not imagine being that brother watching that happen to his wife. And there's nothing he can do about it. Nothing. He's handcuffed. He's protesting. She has cancer. Please don't do that to her. So I had an immediate flashback, not a flashback because it wasn't there, but just thinking about our ancestors on the plantation and thinking about our ancestor, black men, watching the most heinous things happen to their wives and their daughters and not being able to do anything about it. That's what came to my mind. And I was on the couch and, because, you guys know I cover a lot of stuff. And by now, one would think that would be used to it. But as I was on the couch and I was looking at it, and my daughter was sitting next to me, and it was just, I could not control the anger and the hurt and everything. And then my daughter didn't say a word. She just looked at me. And I said, I'm upset because I weep for him. I weep for her. And I weep for our people. Because in 2023, we as Black people are still being terrorized. That is the definition of terror. To have to watch your wife be manhandled to that degree. I also wept because the way that cop ran up on her and did what he did to her, it was pure hate. And to me, from what I was reading from him is, I'm going to do this to her and ain't nobody going to stop me. I'm going to do this to this elderly Black woman in front of her man and ain't nobody going to check me. I hate her. That's what I saw when he did that to her. I hate her. I hate her man. I hate Black people. And I'm going to do this with full on immunity and ain't nobody going to do nothing to me. So, of course, LA County, the sheriff department says, well, we're investigating. And they put out the statement, we don't want our employees to be acting like that. And we're investigating. Now, if you watch the video, the lady never came in contact with the officer. It is her right to film the police. She could do that, right? But he didn't want her to do that. But little did that officer know, somebody else was recording. They recorded the whole thing. There ain't no, well, what she do to him before? What happened before? We don't know. There ain't none of that. There is none of that to even talk about. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that before we get into, something a little bit more lighter. We as Black people, we've already known that time is up. Time is up. As we saw with the Supreme Court decision last week in regards to affirmative action, the Asians, they went to the United States Supreme Court and said, we don't like this law because we are excluded from that. We are discriminated against that, even though that law that was signed by LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, was supposed to, is what they tell us, supposed to benefit Black people or whatever. Or not Lyndon B. Johnson, but whoever signed it after that. But that law that was supposed to benefit us, it doesn't. We know that it benefited white women more than it benefited everybody else. So as I was telling Donovan yesterday on our show, we are soft targets. Everybody. And from what I understand, that officer, to me, he looked like he was Hispanic. In California, it is the majority of Hispanic, and even the law enforcement is majority Hispanic. We've seen time and time again how they treat Black people. So we are targeted by the Hispanic community. We know that white people, they have targeted Black people. So everybody else feels like they can glom on to Black people and treat us any kind of way. So at some point in time, we as Black people have to just decide that we are going to unify, because I'm going to tell you, as long as I stay Black and I'm alive, I'd never, ever, ever want to see another elderly Black woman slam to the ground. And, sorry, I don't want to cry, but that was hard for me to watch. That was hard for me to watch because I know how they feel about us, but I'm like, why don't we get it? why don't we stop and just really say to ourselves, because I don't have my mom is no longer here. She's gone on, but that could be any one of our moms. That could have been our grandma. That was somebody's grandma. That was somebody's mom. That was that man's wife. He had to watch his wife. He had to watch his wife be brutalized because she was trying to protect him. She's trying to protect him. And he had to watch her be brutalized, and there was nothing he could do. And as I said, in 2023, we are still living the same horrors that our ancestors lived when they were in bondage on the plantation, you know. And so then we hear people say, Black people don't deserve reparations. Black people, you need to get it out the mud. Oh, you're looking for a handout. But when we see stuff like that, that is why we need reparations, because we're not, people say slavery was over. Your people, you guys weren't slaves. We weren't slave masters. But if you saw the video I saw yesterday, that's how they treated our ancestors on that plantation. And we, in 2023, are still clueless. We are still waiting for a politician or somebody to say, hey, Black people, I care about you and I'm going to save you. Nobody's coming to save us but us. We know the biggest threat to this country and to this world is Black unity. And we won't unify. And I don't understand. But if y'all watch that video and you were able to sleep at night, you were able to go eat your dinner and go on with your life as usual, there's something wrong with you. Because I could not sleep last night. My soul was disturbed at what I saw over a mother freaking cake. And I tweeted Gavin Newsom, but it didn't go through for whatever reason. And I asked him, Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. I said, as you mull over the reparation proposal, take a look at this video. Look at this video of your patty rollers doing what they did to those Black people over a cake. A cake. Then I also asked, since when did a cake become more valuable than a human life? So Winco, whoever called the police on those people without finding out that they stole the cake, they need to be taken to task too. So I just wanted to bring that up. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time talking about it because it's deep and it's heavy. I just want to say to y'all who watch, let's rethink the things that we argue over and, you know, a whole host of stuff so that we can get on the same page. So Walter and Donovan, how y'all doing today?
What's up, Donovan?
What is going on? What is going on? Excellent broadcast. Let me just say real quick, you guys that are coming to the chat, please hit that like button. It is absolutely free. Also share it on your platform. This is an important message that needs to get out. It's a great conversation. So let's get some ideas. Let's have a good conversation.
How you doing, Walter? Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I mean, I haven't watched the video. I don't need to. I get the point. Honestly, I don't have an answer at this point. I mean, how do you affect change like that? You know, boycott. When I say boycott, I mean, hold on to the money. You know, that's one thing I've talked about in the past. Keep your cash in your pocket. Even if you don't keep the cash in your pocket, invest it in you. You start sucking that money out of the system, people start noticing. That's it. The money controls things. You start sucking that money out and keeping it for yourself. One, there's less money that gets to go around. And then people start noticing. And two, you're in a better position. Now, thank God that was on camera. So she's getting paid. And hopefully they ass is going to jail. I mean, I haven't seen the video, but I don't care if it's a cake, a car. anything short of trying to snatch somebody's child or kill somebody doesn't warrant, I don't think warrants even physical contact at all. You know, I had friends of mine that worked at grocery stores, and they used to chase people out for 6-packs of beer. Somebody stole gum, and they chasing them down the street, trying to wrestle them to the floor of a 6-pack of beer. Matter of fact, one of my good boys hurt himself physically for the rest of his life. He's got an injury chasing a dude, I think over a case of beer or something like that. Car accident, all kinds of stuff. So I think sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answer for these cops. I haven't seen the video. I'm just making a point. We shouldn't be touching each other at all. You know, I've been to multiple countries. Their cops, a lot of their police officers, they don't even carry weapons. You know, there's got to be something we can do to emulate some of these other countries. You know, like America is supposed to be the land of the free. This is supposed to be where people go and we have everything handed to us, but we act in the worst. I mean, Jesus Louise, this is straight insanity. And it's just ironic that this happened I'm assuming this happened recently, you know, around 4th of July. You know, like, yeah, I didn't do shit for 4th of July. Honestly, I don't connect with the holiday, right? I mean, where's the freedom at? So, but again, going back to the beginning, I think money is power. You know, now nothing's going to stop somebody from acting stupid. You know, if a cop wants to do that to somebody, that person can be rich, poor, don't matter. But what happens to that person after the fact is the move. That's where we get the power. You know, where's that cop at right now? I'm not saying to go damage this cop, but where does he live? Where's the station at? That's where the people should be protesting. Surround this dude's house. Surround his house with thousands of people and let him try and enter and exit his property. Go up to the police station. That's how it works, right? They protest, go to his house and protest. Let him see thousands of people standing outside of his house saying this shit is not going to happen. You can't continue to do this. And these council members and these mayors, these same old people, they've been in office for decades. Ain't nothing happening. You know, where in the hell is Maxine Waters and all these people, all our leaders? They're right there, you know, not even an hour away. You know, where's this Bass chick? We got a black woman as mayor. We got black women running the Senate, the Congress. We all over the place. Where are these people at? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have all this all this power. Where the hell are we at? They should be, instead of tracking down Bitcoin offenders, they should have their asses in at this police station. And until we get that, it ain't gonna change. Because I can tell you that would have been a Jewish lady. First of all, it wouldn't have happened to a Jewish lady because they just, for whatever reason, it is what it is. That would have been an Asian lady. It'd be different. Asians will be everywhere. And that just needs to be us right now. Just up there. Like, hey, we're not going to stand for this. As a matter of fact, everybody in the city council, the mayor, all you guys are done. Hashtag good night. Like, this is your last term. Period. They should all be gone. Every single person in power in Lancaster should be out of a job. Every single person. I don't care, from anyone with responsibilities, they should be gone. That sends a message, because next time a cop gets ready to do something stupid, everyone that works there knows their job is on the line. So every time a cop gets in a cop car, the whole city council's getting in the cop car too, as is the mayor. They're all in the car with the cop when he or she decides to do something stupid. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you mind if I just add to that, I agree with everything Walter said there. I mean, rightly so. But, you know, we have to understand this. As Black people, we are always reactionary. We go from one tragedy to the next tragedy to the next tragedy. Like I said, we're talking about this one right now, and I didn't see the video or anything yet, but I'm going to go look at it. We're talking about this now. Next week, it's going to be something else. This is why it is very important to repeal qualified immunity. When everybody, and don't get me wrong, I believe everybody that is abused by the law system or justified by the system that we give the power to police us, because we're the bosses, they're the servants. I believe everybody should get a payday. If somebody gets brutalized or killed, everybody should get a payday. My problem with that is, at the end of the day, we, the taxpayer, are paying these payouts. That is the biggest problem. And how do they pay for these payouts? Remember that Boys and Girls Club that they wanted down the street? Because so-and-so has to pay now $175 million. The city has to pay $175 million. They move the money discretionarily to pay that fund out. Thus, we don't have a Boys and Girls Club. Or, they just move the money in an accounting firm to cover these payouts. I'm not saying they shouldn't get payouts. We as the people should be holding these legislators accountable in regards to making a law that says when a cop acts in an untimely and unhumanistic manner outside of their duty of what they are sworn to do, they are responsible. Let the police unions pay the payouts. This is where a lot of our money is going, and rightly so. I'm just saying, and I'm not complaining as a taxpayer, I'm saying this is how they do the payouts. So we as the voters, 97% of us are Democratic voters. We have to say, you know what, Jimbo Clyburn, no, we want qualified. Karen Bass, you're now the mayor. We want qualified immunity so that we could get some protection. And you guys know as well as I know, when you're on your job and they have a rule of conduct and they say, if you do this, you'll be fired. If you do this, you will be fired. If you do this, you will be fired. Doesn't that kind of curb your conduct within that organization? It does. So we need to apply that to these police departments and say, no, I, the taxpayer, am not going to pay for your for your mistake. That's like saying, and I hate to use this analogy, me as a man has to pay for another man's child support. Totally ridiculous. I'm not going to do it. Not going to happen. So I just wanted to add that in there. We have to start being responsible and stop going from tragedy to tragedy, because once that code of conduct by that officer says, oh my God, if I don't do this right, I'm going to be held responsible, and my family is going to be in the homeless tent right there on Sunset Boulevard in LA.
Yes. And I see a lot of y'all are saying payouts should come from the cops and their pensions and not the taxpayer. You're absolutely right. And that's getting rid of qualified immunity. And that's what the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act was supposed to be about. Now, they did some form of when I say they, the Biden administration, some form of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, but it's only on a federal level. So you're dealing with the FBI, Border Patrol, CIA, federal law enforcement like that. But most of us will probably not be stopped in a traffic stop by those people. It's local law enforcement that's doing it. So Biden can only regulate the federal level. He can regulate the states. But a lot of people really don't know that. They think, oh, yeah, we got a George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. No, you don't, because it doesn't apply to the officer that we saw do that to the lady at Winco. It only applies to the federal officer. So it's a nothing burger for Black people. Hence, we are still being hunted wholesale by law enforcement, because it's like that video the lady is filming. Big deal. You guys got body cams on, you're supposed to, so you're already filming, I would imagine, unless you're going to say, oh, well, it was broken or I turned it off or something. You didn't want her filming. She's protecting her husband. That's her right to do that. And so, but yeah, they need to be held responsible, because if those officers knew they had to pay for it out of their own pension, their own pocket, they would think twice before they go and, attack and murder Black people wholesale. But they know the taxpayer is going to be on the hook for it. The city pays out so much money due to their misdeeds. So, and not only that, but y'all need to go to jail. It's a crime. There's nowhere in your law enforcement training that says you need to do that to people. Where does it say that? Especially if they're law-abiding citizens. Where does it say you need to subdue a woman, an elderly woman on top of that in that manner? Where? That's a crime. He needs to go to jail. So, let me just read the rest of these comments. Y'all saw the title. I just kind of wanted to lighten it up a little bit, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that. Of course, you know, YouTube only allows you guys to talk about so much. I cannot show you that video, and I don't want to show y'all that video. If y'all want to go watch it, y'all can watch it, and a lot of you already have on your own. It's very traumatizing. I really try to do my part and not re-traumatize people, because it was very traumatizing for me to watch. I covered the George Floyd trial for the African Diaspora News Channel, and up until that moment, I've never seen the footage of what happened to George Floyd in its entirety. I saw like bits and pieces or still shots, because I purposely did not want to watch it. But when I watched it for the first time, I was taken aback. It was hard to watch. And so, unfortunately, if you guys notice too, in the media, they rarely show everybody else being brutalized the way they show us being brutalized. And that's to keep exacting trauma upon us. When we're always in a state of trauma, it's hard for us to be rational, right? They get us to be more emotional than logical. And watching something like that all day, every day, of what's going on with our people being brutalized and murdered, that keeps you in an emotional state of turmoil, and you don't have time to be logical. You don't have time to take a step back and say, okay, this is how we need to do A, B, C, and D. You're always in a state of rage, and they do that on purpose. So just so you know. Let's see here. Miss Sweet Talkie said, this is one of the reasons why our communities are depleting, taking our funding to pay victims. Wow. Yeah, that's what they do. Hey, Kiki, long time no see. Welcome back. Says, I'm late. What's the topic? What happened? I do agree with Donovan. It's time to fight against qualified immunity. Time for it to go. So we're going to be transitioning, talking about, I almost feel silly at this point, but a pastor, but there's a point that I want to get to it. So it's not just like gossip or nothing. A pastor getting caught up, and somebody said that it wasn't his side piece, it was a working woman. But let me explain something to y'all. On YouTube, there's some channels that could get away with saying words like a working woman, but the P word, but some can't. You get flagged and all kind of stuff, and it's a lot. So it's not that we are purposely not trying to say we are purposely not trying to say it, but we're not trying to get in trouble, if that makes any sense. So I know exactly what's going on, but I just want y'all to know we got to use sometimes key words in order to not get in trouble, if that makes any sense. Hello, Miss Black. How are you doing this fine evening? And just me, how you doing? It says it should come out of their pockets, including cops' pension. Yes, indeed. Maxwell, how are you doing? And Willie, how are you? Says it never passed the Senate. So it's something that you're right. Biden signed, if one that's an executive order, but it doesn't have any teeth. It's just on a federal level, right? Donovan, he says, I love Winco chicken. It's the best. Lady, how you doing? It says GOP wants states to have control. Well, that's not even just the GOP, it's Constitution. It is the Constitution that the states have control. And so if anybody wants to change the Constitution, it has to go through Congress. They're the only people that can change the Constitution. So it's the Constitution that the states have control per se. Does it make any sense? And Leo, this how you doing? He says we need to really mobilize because I'm tired of them murdering us physically and abusing us. Yes, indeed. And Ms. Weetacha says we've had so many lawsuits. Our mayor tried to do this, but he was stopped. And let me skip down so I can catch up. Hello, DJ PD News. How you doing? And let's see here. Lou Niece. I hope I said that right. How you doing? 80 says that's Black trauma and pain, and it's too much. Yep. And Stacy, yes, it was very traumatizing. It still is. Like I said, I had a hard time sleeping last night, just kind of really thinking about that, hoping they're okay. Their names aren't released, which is a good thing, but I mean, and from her point of view, I couldn't imagine watching my man have that happen to him over being accused of stealing a cake. Huh? Donovan, yes, drugs were found in the White House yesterday, but Hunter was with his family yesterday. Yeah, how cocaine get up in the White House? You know what I'm saying?
He ended up leaving his dime bag. He left his dime bag on the way to the event.
You know what? You know, this shit is really, excuse my French, this is becoming a dumb hour. I don't mean us in particular. Like, man, when I think about what's happening, like with this whole, like Joe Biden, does he have pictures of our black leaders naked doing something weird? That, like, how you have crack in the White House? Like, what? Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
You know how? Come on, we know how it got up in there, and they said it was in the library. You know what I mean? So that don't sound like somewhere. I don't know. I've never been to the White House. I don't know the schematics of the White House, but I would imagine it wasn't. Somebody who just, hey, how you doing? Y'all don't mind to use the library for a minute. I'm sure whoever it was, because I don't know. I'm sure if they kind of check you if you're a visitor to make sure you ain't got nothing on you. So to me, whoever walked up in there with the cocaine was like, hey, how y'all doing? It's a great day. How y'all doing? And they said, oh, yeah, welcome back.
I mean, because if that's cocaine, that could have been a weapon. That could have been, I mean, that's, what do you call that? It's the word. I can't remember the word they call it when you bring drugs, weapons, not paraphernalia, but whatever, contraband, shit, I don't know, whatever it is. I mean, think about this. This could have been anthrax, for God's sake. I mean, geez. But you know what? 94% of black people vote for these damn Democrats, and ain't nothing gonna change, and ain't black people gonna change. So we might as well talk about something else. You know, there's a good episode of Bugs Bunny, I think, coming on tonight. We'd be better off watching that, because black people, we ain't gonna do shit about it. We're gonna keep complaining and bitching. And no, we don't need to keep watching these videos, because there's one a day. What we need to do is what I always say, start taking our money and pulling it together. First of all, we don't have any black leaders. I'll say that. We got Farrakhan, and we got a few people that's out there trying to do good, but these people need some help. If somebody says, you know what, all black people, every single one of them, take your dollar and hold it for just 3 days. Don't buy nothing that you don't need. That's not. Hold your money and put it somewhere, and just put it somewhere for you. And that money you never spend again. And then once a month, we take that, we do that, and we put that money to the side. We'd have so much power, but we won't do it. It's like, it blows me away that we keep having this conversation when it's just I'm telling you, money, you have power. That's it. Money moves power. And if you don't have it, your life is going to continue to suck. Like my son, Chris, do you remember? He got hemmed up. Old white man rolled up on him and his boys. They're minding their business. He backs up to videotape them with a cell phone. They're minding their business in front of their own neighborhood. They're trying to hit him with some crazy charge. Man, me and his friends, his father, who was a lawyer, we walked in there, two strong black men, like, no, hell to the no. This ain't happening. Matter of fact, we got a little money saved, and we know what's happening up in here. And ta-da, all of a sudden, the case is no more. But how many people get railroaded like that? So it's just until we start putting our money to the side and start voting with a conscience. What I mean is, like, okay, we don't have to vote for Republicans or Democrats, but let's pick the person that's actually maybe has a track record of doing something for us. You know what I'm saying? And so can I address this comment really quick?
Absolutely.
I love these. First of all,
be nice. Remember?
I am being nice. I do understand the wealth gap. Matter of fact, I educated my sister on the wealth gap. In fact, and there's a good book you guys can read, The Color of Money. You want to understand the wealth gap, which will really break it down. That's a phenomenal book. You can get it on audiobook. Because I know this is the time when we start attacking each other. But if we want to move the conversation to the educated, go get the book, The Color of Money. I do understand the wealth gap. And I know that there were, what was the number, D? 4 million slaves or some crazy number? Anyways, the number equaled like $4 trillion, something insane. So I do understand the wealth gap. And I understand Chase Manhattan. And I understand everything that went about it. But you know what's not helping the wealth gap is we're not helping the wealth gap. We keep voting for these damn people that ain't doing crap for us. We don't save our money. If you go into a black event and you bring the financial planner on stage, everybody goes to get coffee and drink, period. And when the church choir come on, everybody show up. You know why? Because I've done 100 of these seminars for black people. And when the money gets on stage, oh, let's get your money, retirement, everybody takes off and waits for the singers to come back on. That is not helping the wealth gap. And we are never, ever, ever going to close a wealth gap until we do something about it. Like, you really think, like, reparations, you really think, like, let's just hypothetically say Joe Biden would stop falling down, stop doing drugs, stop tax evading, stop colluding with Russia and Ukraine. Let's say for a second, with the transgender shit, let's say for a second, he actually stopped and became president. Can you imagine him trying to deal with reparations with a straight face? We have a better, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to stick by it, we have a better chance getting reparations from Donald Trump than Joe Biden. And I will sleep on that. Joe got his head up his behind, and we keep dancing behind him. 94% of black people voting for Democrats, blue no matter who. That is a travesty to our race. And we have some really good black Republican leaders, but we don't want to hear from them. We don't want to, because they're Republican. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
Truth Seeker, how are you doing? Actually, I'm gonna click. I'll put the link up in just a second. And you know what? Do y'all mind if we don't talk about the side piece, or do y'all want to talk about the pastor? It's up to y'all. We don't have to. Truth Seeker, how you doing? This very fine.
Talk about the side piece. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, we'll lighten it up in just a few.
That's BET. Let's talk about that.
Truth Seeker, he says nothing the guy just said has anything to do with the wealth gap. Yes, it does.
Well, bring them on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna put the link up. It has a lot to do with that. Listen, we know that at the rate we are now as black people in America economically, it will take us 232 years to close the wealth gap. Okay. We need our reparations. Nobody is saying we don't need it. However, we can close the wealth gap, even if it's just a little bit, by not giving 97% of the money we see as a black people in this country every year. We give it away, which means we are living on as a collective 3% of all the money. And it said that we are approaching $2 trillion as a black community in America. We give so let's just say we damn near give all of that away, right? So then we talk about we can't close the wealth gap. Sure we can. Because as Easy said on here, oftentimes in our community, we buy what we want and beg for what we need. If y'all, like I hear a lot of times us as black people say, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. I impress upon you. I don't care, pick any Saturday of the month. Go to the mall and get you a nice little cold something to drink. You ain't got to go buy nothing. Hell, you can bring your own drink. And sit on one of those benches and watch who is running in and out of those stores. And in fact, I'll do you one better. Go to the high-end stores in those malls and see who is running in and out of those stores. It's a lot of us doing it. But it's also us saying, we ain't got the money. We need some money. We're not saying we don't need our reparations. We do. But to keep telling that lie that there's nothing we can do to close the wealth gap, it's disingenuous and it doesn't help us. We all know somebody right now, those of us who are doing okay, I'm not saying well off, I'm saying okay. I know for a fact y'all have had somebody say, hey, brother or sister or mom or dad or cousin or whoever, can I borrow some money from you? And when you're going over the answer you'll give them, you're thinking, well, I know damn well I seen you on Facebook. You was partying. You got a high-end car you can't pay for. You got the double G's, the LVs. You got all that stuff going on, but you asking me for money. But then we say, oh, well, we can't close the wealth gap. You close the wealth gap by closing your wallet. Now, I'm not saying we're going to close it all the way, but we sure can put a pretty big dent in that if we just save some money and stop giving it to everybody else. So, yes, we need our reparations. And yes, there's things we can do to help close the wealth gap as well. And y'all don't believe me. Dr. Claude Anderson talks about an empowernomics. All the money we give away. He says we can't do something about helping to close the wealth gap. But stop telling that lie that is that has nothing to do with us. It has a lot to do with us.
Well, and let me ask you this. Let's just get down and dirty without being offensive to each other. I tried to talk about this during the reparations conversation, so I'm going to come about it a little bit differently. One, you guys, not every... How do I want to say this? I wasn't born, me and my sister Amanda, who's done very well for herself. She's cheap as hell, but she's done well for herself, right? Her house pretty much paid off. She travels. She got money saved. She does what she feels like doing. She does what she want to do. We weren't raised with money. Our parents worked. We've always had two parents in the home, which has a lot to do with kids and their success. But we didn't really have a lot of money. My parents didn't really come to the table like, do this, do this, do this. A lot of what we have, we got on our own. So I would say, I know a lot of Black men and women that have way more money than 99% of the white people, Asians on this planet. Here's the point I'm trying to make. If you want to close your own wealth gap, you can do it. You can close your own wealth gap first. I know for a fact from sleeping on my sister's couch a decade ago or something close to that, to being in a position where I was able to buy properties and cars and start businesses from zero. So you can close your own wealth gap. The problem is it's going to need to be done 12, 18 hours a day. The sun get up, boom, you're already moving. The sun goes down, you're at lunch. And when you get moving like that, then you close the gap. My neighbors, I have my Chinese neighbors, these dudes up 4 or 5 a.m. loading up their car. And I see them come back, go, and I hear the karaoke come on 8 o'clock at night. That's when I know they are done at work. You know what I'm saying? Chris Tucker over there singing with them. It's just noise. But they're gone all day. All day, this Chinese couple. My neighbor over here, he got 2 or 3 jobs. His wife got man, there's eight adults living in the house next to me. All of them have jobs. So we can close our own gap by just working harder. That's really the only way it's going to get closed, because the Democrats, whoever you guys keep believing, they're not going to close it for you. And even if they gave all of us $5 million, which is fantasy, but let's say they did. What if they gave us $200,000? Most of that money is going to go to let's just keep it Black people. Most of that money is going to go to the top 3% of Black people anyway. I guarantee you it's going to go to the top 3% or whatever the number is. You know why? Because some of the Black people, just like some of the white people, Jews, whatever, they're going to save that money and they're going to put it to work. And while you go buy a brand new Range Rover and pay $120,000 with your reparations, somebody's going to turn around and buy one for $30 that looks just like yours. And they're going to take that other $90 and buy some real estate. And that's what we need to be doing. And if we don't get to that point, we're wasting our time. Nothing's going to change until Black people get some money, and we need to close our own gap first in our own household. Then we have a little money and power. Then we move. I think it's easier for us to move. That's just my opinion, though.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to put up the link. We could talk about this and then we could transition. Truth Seeker, if you don't mind, I'd love actually put it up so you could come up here. I saw that you said it's not about consumption, it's about production. Absolutely. But it's like where we could buy businesses. We could with the money that we give everybody else, we could create a business. You know, and like even income tax season. A lot of us, you know, well, when I say us, I mean Black people, I break even. And I have my nephew's a damn good tax person. But a lot of people get a lot of money in income tax returns, right? Now imagine if a couple people pulled that money together, said, okay, this year I got $6,000. Yeah, I got about the same. Okay, well, we're going to take a portion of that, put it together, and come up with something. I was driving down the street with the other day with somebody, and he says, wow, Mexicans, they got taco trucks and, you know, stuff everywhere, almost every corner. They got a taco truck. I said, because they also have a community and they know they could set up a copious amount of taco trucks all over. I said, when I was in California, I saw a lot of taco trucks everywhere too. And I said, even something that small. He says, I don't see no Black people out here. I said, yeah, especially in the South, you would think that there would be somebody selling some fried chicken, so whatever it is we could do, right? Have something out there. So the point that I'm making is the money we do get, we could pull it together and say, let's start something small. And then when that does well, let's start another one or let's expand. So I know it sounds hard, but it's really not, right? So that's what I was doing. I'm gonna put this link up here. And I would like for Truth Seeker to come up, please, and show me your face before I bring you up on the big screen. It's for anybody I don't know, I haven't seen. Please show me your face so that way I know it's not somebody up to some shenanigans. And hello to everybody that's coming on here. I'm just looking through the comments. Thunder, how are you doing today? And Anna says, because it's a lot of white people that have that status, okay? And M, Flournoy, how you doing? It says, thanks for the encouragement. I gave up too soon. I worked around the clock. This issue I ran into is that it was hard to market and do the work. I should have sought out some help on marketing. Yeah, you know, there's just things that we need to do. We know a lot of business people have failed, but they keep going, right? And so now you know what to do. You need to seek help on how to market better and things like that. But I mean, we are pyramid builders, or as my dad would say, descendants of pyramid builders. We come from greatness. Our ancestors, even after slavery, they made a hell of a go at it. There's no reason why we can't do it. I know the oppressor is there, blah, blah, blah. I know that. But there's things that's stopping us systemically and institutionally wise, but we also stop ourselves as well. We gotta tell the whole truth. All right, let's see who else came up here. I'm just gonna wait for him or her to come up, and so they can give us their take on it. Yeah, there's taco trucks everywhere, and it's like they don't say, well, you know, there's already 20 taco trucks within a 5-mile vicinity. I'm not gonna do it. They're like, shoot, I'm putting a little extra seasoning on my tacos, and it's set up, and they people, you know, and it be our people out there too, getting some tacos. When I was in New Orleans, of all places, on Bourbon Street. On Bourbon Street, these Mexicans had a taco stand on Bourbon Street, okay? To me, that would be kind of strange to have tacos there. Do you guys know that they had a line of people getting tacos? And my sister was one of them. Now I'm one of those people. I'm kind of weird when it comes to eating off the street. It's just just me. Nothing to do with anybody. It's just me. I'm weird. But she's like, I'm getting me some of these tacos. And as a matter of fact, the next night she was out there looking for the tacos. She's like, where the taco man? I don't know what they weren't there at that time, but she was out there looking for them. So they set up.
Do you know what's crazy though? It seems like, especially, you know, I'm in California. It seems like every party I go to that's catered, they're hiring these taco trucks or these Mexican entrepreneurs because, you know, tacos is cheaper. It's a lot quicker to do it. But usually when I go to a party that is usually for Black people, I expect Black food. You know what I mean? And I'm going to these parties where it's Mexican this, Mexican that. Now in my town, we are saturated with Mexican restaurants. I personally am sick of Mexican food. That's just me because it's everywhere in my town. In my town, but that goes to show you that we don't even support, at least a good significant amount of us don't even support our own businesses, or there just isn't any Black businesses that we can support to cater our parties or to do these things. I was at a barbecue yesterday and we ended up making, well, I didn't, but the host ended up making so much food. I'm talking about like, grandmama's, old cooking and stuff, the greens, the beans, the cornbread, the whole thing. And it was good to see. But in general, we don't have the black restaurants. We don't have the communities anymore that we used to have where you can go to. Demetria, you're from here. You know damn well in the Inland Empire, you almost have to go 60 miles into LA to find a Black restaurant or a Black store just to patronize.
And remember, we went to San Bernardino once. It was a hamburger stand we went to. They was Black. I don't know if they even still there, but it was a hamburger stand, right? And so, Donovan and I, we went. It was like, okay, let's go, eat at a Black-owned business. It was okay. It was good, but we don't live in San Bernardino. We have to travel to go do it. But the point that we're making is, was like, okay, Black-owned business, and we gonna go and check them out. So I don't know if they're still there, but if they're not, it's a shame.
Yeah, they ended up closing last year.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Truth Seeker, I'm not gonna read no more of your comments. I'm gonna put the link up again. If you want to come up here and explain what you're saying, I'm gonna put the link up here again. I'm gonna give you about another minute, and then I'm gonna transition on. He says, for security reasons. For security reasons, I don't get on these links. Besides, there's a lot of lack of knowledge. Then what the hell are you doing here then? It sounds like an excuse to me. It sounds like you can't back up what you're saying. It sounds like you don't want to back up what you're saying. It sounds like you a thumb thug in the comments. It sounds like you a keyboard warrior. You like to get in people's comment section and want. But when it's time for you to come up here and show and prove, what? Your thumbs is tied up. Yeah, I don't trust these links. But you on the white man internet talking about I don't trust these links. Stop it. Stop. You know what? Go to them other people's, lives with I don't trust the links. If these people wanted you, they got you already. All the comments you done made up on here, if you think somebody out to get you, don't you think they got you? I'm just saying. And you call yourself truth seeker, but you won't come on here and tell the truth. We waiting. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you alone. Yeah, security reasons. How you doing, Brother Jonell? What's going on with you? All right, let's go ahead and transition because Truth Seeker, he ain't trying to tell the truth right now. Let's see here. Jean Michael, how you doing? It says foreign communities, those and other subjects such as foreigner business permits, foreigners, medical insurance coverage, costs, etc. Fact Not Feeling says, Lesson, I can't get on the link because I got a number women looking for you, a number of women looking for you. Come on, so I can see why they're looking for you. Oh, Brother Samuel said, I think the money is given out a very critical. I think how the money is given out is very critical. It is often said a fool and his money will soon part. There must be some repair to the minds of our people. If they pay us today, we'll, for the most part, give it back tomorrow. Yeah, we already given 97% of it back. Now, I feel reparations must include land, as mentioned. Yep. In point 7 and 8 and 9 and what the Muslim wants. Yep. Also, maybe the specifics shouldn't be discussed publicly. I totally agree. Yeah, we need money and land. And other stuff, as you said at the end of the final call, it talks about what the Muslim wants. So yeah, and then again, Truth Seeker, nobody's saying that it's all our fault. We know that. That's we're not remedial on here, but to keep absolving us of the responsibility of the money that we give away and that we throw away, it's wrong. It's wrong to say y'all keep spending frivolously the money you say you don't got, and not hold us to take us to task is wrong. Dr. Claude Anderson, of all people, take Black people to task for the money we throw away. So nobody's saying it's all our fault, but come on, man. We're not going to keep saying I don't have nothing to do with it. The devil made me go to the mall and spend the money that I shouldn't be spending. You out there buying high-end purses to the tunes of thousands of dollars, and then you're going to have your ass at the light company talking about I need to make an extension while you digging in your designer bag or whatever the case is. So, I mean, we there's some of that we can control.
Right now, Dimitri, now you've known me for a long time. I would be considered a very frugal person. Would you not say that?
Yeah.
Very frugal. But when it's time to go out and about and the party, am I a frugal person?
No, Donovan, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something about my homeboy here, okay? And I tell y'all, Donovan, I don't want to say money is not an issue, because even people with money, they not gonna throw it away. Donovan got his stuff together financially, but let me tell you about this brother. Donovan wear Walmart tennis shoes, and he's like, I could go have a pair of Jordans for every day of the week. He could. Trust me, he could. But he like, for what? I'm gonna spend $12 that day. I'm sure they done went up a little bit. They was $9.99. Like, I'm gonna buy these shoes. I'm gonna wear them. They gonna wear out. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go get me some more Walmart shoes, and I'm gonna, but I'm gonna tell you something else. I seen my homeboy clean up nice. Donovan got suits. He got the shiny shoes. If y'all got to see Donovan in all his military regalia. He got the suit. He got the bars on this side. He got the bars on that side. In fact, he don't even have no room for all of the bars and accolades he got. So the point that I'm making is Donovan know how to look like money when it come time to look like money. But Donovan looks like money because he ain't out there wasting money. And I tell you all the time that, through the graciousness of Donovan, my daughter and I have gone on a trip out of this damn country since 2019, and Donovan has paid for it. So I'm grateful that my friend is frugal. You know what I'm saying? But the point that we're making is there's some of this is in our control. You know what I'm saying? Like Donovan, he has 2 cars.
Yeah, and that whole thing is my point. When we make these excuses of why we don't have that to me, it's bull. It's bull. It's total bull. I'm not saying you can't have $300 Jordans. Now, I have 2 sons. My sons came to me and said, Dad, we want some Jordans. I said, when you get a job, go ahead and get you some. Simple as that. I'm not paying for it. You pay for it.
Samuel, how you doing? He says, what about our sovereignty? The Creator is not going to let reparations stand. You haven't been reading your Bible. I mean, y'all don't want to have, we have Bible study once before. It was epic. I have read my Bible, and for those of you guys don't know, I have 2 degrees from a Christian university. I don't go to church anymore, but I have 2 degrees from a Bible university. So I've studied the Bible a copious amount of times. Plus, I spent a lot of time in church. Born into the Nation of Islam. So I read the Bible, but I mean, I guess I don't understand where you're going with that. But how you doing anyway? Welcome. Thunder, he says, what are the 9 things that a Muslim wants? This is the first time I've ever heard about this. I don't have my book next to me because I usually keep the paper in my book. But land, justice, equality, obviously money is part of that. We want our people, from what it says, freed out of the injustice system, the prisons, and some other things. So I don't have them all off the top of my head, but maybe I'll have my daughter bring it in here. She's gonna be like, I'm not your slave. So anyway, Artemis, how are you doing? You say we give the church $11.5 billion a year and they have nothing to show. If that's true, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. And a lot of those churches, let me tell y'all something. My brother and I, we went driving around the 3rd and the 5th ward, was looking for real estate a couple months back. And I said, these neighborhoods got a lot of churches in here. I'm talking about 2 and 3 churches, sometimes on the same street, one next door and then the one across the street. I'm like, is there enough people living in this neighborhood to go to all these churches? And the other crazy part about that is the churches were always the nicest looking buildings in the neighborhood. A lot of these neighborhoods, now they're improving now because people are gentrifying the neighborhoods, but a lot of the neighborhoods are ran down. And I'm like, but the church is the dopest building here. What's really going on here? All the money is in the church, but it ain't going outside of the church, because that's where the work is, right? Don't the Bible say the work is should be done outside of the church? I don't know. 80 ain't nothing wrong with Walmart shoes, but you know people are clowning you. You got on Walmart shoes. Yeah, I got on Walmart shoes, but I got
Trust me, I get clowned all the time. And matter of fact, in the 1980s, when I was a skater, the original skaters, how many of you guys remember having to go into empty pools to get your little breaks and stuff in? I would wear those old Vans and stuff. Everybody would clown me because everybody was wearing Jordans, the brand new Jordans and the Converse and stuff like that. And I would wear the Vans. And Chuck Taylors, that was my thing. Come to find out, here we are 30, 40 years later. What is the standard shoe that most kids wear? Vans and Chuck Taylors.
Is it the ones with the, hey, Mama, Dad, the ones with the Velcro? Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then Mama Debbie says, my son is frugal and pays cash for his brand new cars, damn near paid cash for his house. See what I'm saying? He saved the money to do that. Brother Jonah, it says, we buy what we want, we bet for what we need. We as a people must become more mathematical in thought and in application. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, we must become masters of mathematics. One who does not know mathematics will always be ruled by those who do know mathematics. That is very true. You love Bible debates? I don't, because it's like, they could be fun, but you know, the Bible says that we're not supposed to do that, you know, because it causes confusion. AD says we uplift generational poverty and prosperity preaching in our community. Yeah, while you watch the pastor run around the church in his gaiters and thousands of dollars of suits, and then jump in his luxury car and say, see y'all suckers next Sunday, don't be late, and hit the offering plate.
Well, and let me add this real quick too. Like I was saying in the comments, like I went to this barbecue and, you know, everybody's just sitting there. We didn't see any fireworks because it's dry out here in California, so there's no fireworks allowed where I'm at. But all the men got together and we were talking about money, investments, our VA benefits, what's, you know, for the kids that are going to college, how we can do it, whatever. Demetra is a witness. I had a friend of mine that I grew up with. He went through a bad divorce, lost everything. All this man had was his dog and his car. That was pretty much all he had going through this divorce and all this other stuff. That dude, because he listened to somebody who knows about money, let's say like a person like Walter or something like that, and executed the plan, even though it you know, he couldn't get this and he couldn't do that. He had the budget and all this other stuff. This dude now, I went to his house. His house is better than mine. Got a beautiful wife, 2 Great Dane dogs. I mean, just he's living the life. And we were sitting there talking about, if it wasn't for the fact that we communicated to each other how to build wealth and what really needs to be done. It's great to talk about it in theory. It's to put it into practice. That's the biggest thing. And Demetra's a witness because she knows the guy that I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And Easy, thank you so much for the donation. I love and appreciate you for that. And Leotis, thank you so much for your donation as well. Every little bit helps. Easy, you always come through with a big donation. So I really appreciate you for that. Let me see here. I want to address this, and then we're gonna get on to it. Okay, we're gonna get on to it. I want to put this up here. I saw this. Kiki, I saw your question as well. God, it's hot in here. He says, it's a damn shame that you guys are in love with the oppressor's money. The creator said he's giving us our sovereignty. Good grief. You love your captivity. Brother, what does Ecclesiastes 10 and 19 say? What does it say? Because I'm not going to get into a Bible study this week. Y'all not going to bait me into a Bible study. But what does Ecclesiastes 10 and 19 say? Because y'all like thumping the Bible, but y'all don't thump the whole Bible. As they say in the nation, stop being quotologists. Don't tell me you read the whole Bible and then you cherry pick the Bible to try to indict people who are not in your religion. What does it say? Because it's in direct opposition to what you're saying. We love the oppressor's money. It ain't just the oppressor's money. It's our money too. And take yourself to the light company, to the gas company, to Kroger, with your sovereignty, and tell them, I'm trying to come up out of here with a bag of groceries with my sovereignty, and see how many groceries you come up out of there with. They gonna say, you know what, if you live in California, they gonna be like, hey, we got somebody up in here with the 5150. We need to, they need to be dealt with. That's the crazy code in California, right? So I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're all wrong, but let's stop making money bad. That's what they do a lot of times in the church. All you need is Jesus. All you need Jesus, and you need some money too, okay? Because a lot of times when people go to the altar, guess what they're praying for? Money. Oh, Pastor, oh Lord Jesus, I didn't need a miracle. When the pastor tell you to sow a seed of faith, is he telling you to sow a seed of faith so you can, I don't know, for something insignificant? He telling you to sow a seed of faith so you can get your money will what? You get tenfold, or it'll double, it'll triple. So knock off it's the oppressor's money. And you know what? If it's the oppressor's money, I want as much of it as I can get. And I'm not going to be on here, it's all bad, because y'all talk that game. But let me come up in there and alleviate you of some of the oppressor's money you got in your pocket. You probably try to take my life. So knock it off.
Yeah, we talking that stuff again, huh?
No, we're not.
The money is evil. Man, let me tell you, I almost got ran over by Pastor G's Mercedes G-Wagon. Get my hair cut. I see a smooth brother get out, jeans all creased, afro shaped perfectly, almost ran me over. So don't tell me money is everything. Matter of fact, I would beg to differ that money is the most important thing. Because with money, first of all, when you have more money and you're in control of it and you've earned it and you know what to do with it, you make less mistakes. So I think if more people had control of their money, there would be less crime. There would be less reasons to go to church and ask for forgiveness. We could actually go to church and maybe just be grateful for what we have and what we have access to instead of asking for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had more money saved and in control of it, maybe you and your wife would stand a better chance. Now, some husbands and wives is going to blow money no matter what, but you understand what I'm saying. You guys have your money together. You have a better chance of making it work. Money makes everything work. And I've been to some nice churches, some beautiful churches all over the world. And I know it takes money. Even if you look at the pyramids in Egypt and South America, that took money. Maybe it wasn't the dollar, but that was some sort of currency. They had to feed those people. They had to take care of those people to build those pyramids. It takes money to even build a monument. So money is everything. And the wealth gap, as long as we keep bringing up the oppressor's money, this evil, that, the wealth gap ain't gonna never be closed. Matter of fact, we are widening the gap ourselves as Black people right now by having this ridiculous conversation about money is evil.
I'm gonna go get something real quick. Can y'all answer this question? No, I'm sorry. Not Thunders. But let's see here. Where'd it go? And then I swear, I ain't gonna say God.
You talking about the Fed now question?
Can y'all answer that?
Honestly, I don't know enough, Donovan. You probably know more than me. This Federal Reserve, I guess they're talking their digital currency. I have honestly, I couldn't tell you much about it. It ain't going. The dollar, the cash is not going to disappear. I'm sure that whatever it is, they're putting in place for the future. But
yeah. Well, what it is, everybody talks about the cashless society and all this other stuff. But what they're doing is that they're doing a reset of the monetary system, and basically, it's a digital form of what of how it's okay. The way I understand it and the way I get it is, it's just another easier way to steal the money. It's just set up to do it digitally without having to count the dollars and burn the money to get it out of the system. When the dollars get 60 years old or whatever, and they have too much money in the economy, and they can just get rid of it. So yeah, it's something for the future to set up a future way to do things. A good example would be like, how many of you guys experienced, like, you went to the Walmart after the pandemic and they were like, oh my gosh, do you have cash? Our system went down. And you're like, wait a minute, you already brain trusted us to use these ATM cards to get our money. And now you're telling me I got to have cash with me. So it's just another way for them to gear up to steal the money easier and just be digital in regards to how they put money into the economy and take money out of the economy.
And that's going to be bad. That's going to be bad for poor people. That's going to be, I mean, anytime you take cash out of the system, or you take physical current, like checks and cash out of the system, you hurt poor people. Because at the digital dollar, it's just, can you imagine how many people out there don't even have checking accounts that use cash, that you have cash businesses? You go to swap meet, you see people selling flowers on the corner. You imagine if we went to a digital system, all those people would be wiped out. Then they'd be that'd be a bad deal.
Right. And it's like Donna says, basically, it is set up to track where money is going. And current system allows for money to be moved and not be taxed. Uncle Sam is trying to watch your coins. Exactly. It's a way to just stay on top of the money and manipulate the economy. You put money in, you take money out. How many of you guys have seen that movie, Dead Presidents? The whole heist of that movie, what were they doing? They were robbing the truck that was going to take the money to be burned. It was like money that they were just going to throw away to take it out of the system. So that was the whole premise of it.
Yeah, I have to watch that movie again. I missed that part of the movie.
Yeah, it's a really good book. So Thunder asked about this, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a fable, but the richest man in Babylon wasn't rich all his life. He was very poor, and then he listened to a wise man who gave him the game, and he did everything the wise man was saying. And then everybody was asking him, how are you the wealthy? You weren't that wealthy that long ago. And he said, well, if you listen, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And it's very simple. And I read it years ago, but I ordered it a couple of months ago and reread it. Very simple principles. Save, invest, pay yourself first. All the stuff we talk about here. So Thunder, very, very good book. And somebody also asked me about what it says as far as, here we go. I don't know if y'all can see it. What the Muslim want.
Okay.
All right, just really quick. It says, number 1, we want freedom. Number 2, we want justice. 3, equality. 4, we want our people in America whose parents or grandparents were descendants from slavery to be allowed to establish a separate state or territory of their own. And it goes on to say some more stuff. And then it says 5, we want freedom for all believers of Islam now held in federal prisons. We want freedom for all Black men and women now under death sentences in innumerable prisons in the North as well as in the South. 6, we want immediate end to police brutality. 7, as long as we are not allowed to establish a state or territory of our own, we demand not only equal justice under the laws of the United States, but equal employment opportunities now. Says we want the government of the United States to exempt our people from all taxation as long as we are deprived of equal justice under the laws of the land. And then 9, we want equal education, but separate schools. Up to 16 for boys and 18 for girls on the condition that the girls be sent to women's colleges and universities. And then number 10, it says, we believe that intermarriage or race mixing should be prohibited. We want the religion of Islam taught without hindrance or suppression. There's a little bit more detail, but that's Basically, what it says in a nutshell. I keep it in my message to the black man in America. Oops, didn't mean to drop it, but so yeah. All right, let's move along here. But and hello and welcome to everybody. I see y'all comments. I just try to keep it pushing. Hello, Common Man 80. How are you doing? It says gold. That will be the new old standard. Get some. Yeah, we will try. Absolutely. And then JBWR says, putting that on my The Richest Man in Babylon reading list. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm telling you, it's a short. Look how thin this book is. Very easy read, but simple principles. At first, it's kind of hard to get through in the front. Not hard, but because they talking like thou art, that like that. But toward it starts to get more into English translation. But it's very good. Really good book. Hey Pamela, how you doing? All right, y'all ready to lighten it up a little bit? Black America, I ain't thinking about you. Hello there, Miss Olivia says shalom. Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Common Man says, I seen the prophet in 1969 in New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey. All right. And D. Griffin says it should definitely be prohibited. You are watering down your bloodline when you interact with any woman other than black. We'll transition from that point. All right, y'all. Let's have a little fun. We're gonna lighten up a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this, but we're gonna do it nevertheless. Here we go. Let me put this up. So I saw this trending on the internet, and I didn't really look at it till today. I was like, oh, well, that's very interesting. And I thought, well, maybe we can have some sort of a financial conversation around it. Because if you really listen closely to it, it's some things being said up in there. And a whole host of stuff. So y'all be entertained, I guess. Here we go. Is this it? Let's see. That ain't it. Ooh, I don't want to show y'all that one. Here we go.
Get me off this damn.
You ain't paid me my money. You ain't paid me my money. I'll get you off this camera when you give me my money. 15 minutes, 125. You know the drill. How many times a week we meet up, Joe? This time, really? You think we finna? No, I'm sorry. Your wife gonna see this. Your wife is gonna see this. Pay me my money or get a divorce. Which one is gonna be?
Get me off that damn.
Which one is it gonna be?
Get me off that damn.
She's gonna know.
Get me off that damn.
3-4 times a week he here, y'all. Facebook, he's here meeting with me in this room. Yeah.
Get me off that damn.
No, I'm not getting you off for nothing. Everybody gonna know about you. Run me my money. I ain't got time for this. You know my money is valuable. I'm sorry. You know my time is my money, and I'm explaining my time with you.
I gave you $200 last time.
And you got $200 worth of pleasure the last time too.
Let me pay you when I get home.
No. You ain't gave me nothing extra. You got extras. I'm sorry. No. Absolutely not.
I can't.
This ain't happening. You're not leaving, Joe.
Get me off that damn camera.
No.
When
you give me my money, I'll get you off the camera. You're getting a divorce. What you're gonna get is a divorce. Everybody on Facebook is gonna see this. Yes, his name is Joe. She'll know who you are. Everybody might not know, but she will know. She will know. You know, when you give me my money, that's all you gotta do. Just give me my money.
Get me off the damn camera.
Give me my money. That's all you have to do. I'm sorry. 15 minutes for 15 minutes. 125. You know the rates. You know the rates.
I paid your ass enough for this shit to be free tonight.
What? You have lost your damn mind. You ain't never paid me for nothing free. Whatever you paid me, you got your money's worth every time. You've been satisfied. Do you hear me? You're not leaving this room. You're not leaving this room until I get my money. I'm sorry. No, you wipe out this. No, Joe, you're not leaving. Not Joe. No, Joe about to catch a charge, y'all. No, you're not leaving. I will run down here. I'm sorry. No, no. What? Yes, Joe. Joe, right here, has not paid me my money. I'm sorry. You about to get a divorce, Joe. I'm posting this. You think I'm playing with you? You think I'm playing with you? No.
Get me off that damn Facebook.
You gonna be on there. You gonna be on there. No, everybody remember this guy. He meets me 2-3 times a week. Got a house full of kids. Got a wife that think he is a stand-up man. Always at work. Lying to her every day on the phone. phone telling that he at work. He with me, y'all. He with me. He the reason why y'all short on the bills. Y'all short on the bills because of him. And now you think you're getting a discount, Joe. And that ain't happening. That ain't my problem. You worry about your bills at home. This bill, you're going to pay this one. You're going to pay this one. $125. You left your keys. Oh, okay. Well, I bet you won't be going nowhere. You left your keys. You're not getting in this damn room. You're not getting. What you gonna do? What we doing? What's this gonna do? You gonna cry about it? You're not leaving until you give me my money. So figure it out. You got to transfer something. What we doing? I'm driving. We got to go to the ATM. I'll take the keys. You're not getting them damn keys. This is the end, Joe. I'm not doing this with you no more. I ain't got time for this. I do not have time for this. I need my money. So you're just gonna sit here? Look at him, y'all. Look at this man. It's sad. It's sad. If you can't afford this, then do not call me. Okay? Go get your ass for free. Because this gonna cost you. This right here, this gonna cost you. And it ain't cheap. Now, I got somebody to pay too. You know my people do not.
I can't.
Did y'all check out his blue shoes that he had? She wore him down. He was running down. She was on his, and I should say, when I read it sounds like the video slowed down a little bit. So, because at first I was like, is that a man he with? But the video slowed down to kind of, I guess, distort their voices. So that's why it sounds like that. But I'm like, she on his heels. He couldn't run back. Then he tried to run back up the stairs. And then he just sat down like, I said, I'm going to pay you tomorrow.
Well, wait. But, this is a pastor. You remember that pastor at Vine Life up in Woodcrest area? He would give out $100 bills as he drove around in his Bentley and stuff. Now, I'm under the impression with all it with the money being passed in the church 3-4 times a service. They have cash like that guy did. He was giving out $100 bills and all kinds of stuff. Just give that woman her money, man.
So what I want to know from you all, and I'm going to put the link up, Lord, I rule the day. Now, y'all heard, he said some things that was pretty, or she did rather. This is why y'all short on the bills. Why you got a house full of kids and a wife, and this is why your house is short on the bills, because you paying me. Then she said $125 for 15 minutes is like, she must got that pow. You know what I'm saying? Then he was like, I've done enough for you for this one to be free,
Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You gotta have a like OB if you want to be.
It don't sound like the rent going on in Joe's house, but yeah. Since this is the money show, I know Walter's like, help us all.
Oh my God, just kill me now.
The money show. Walter, what's the ramifications of having a side piece? What's your overall opinion of this video?
I think it's expensive. I think ladies. Let me back up. Let me come at this again. And speaking from somebody who's had a side piece, so I know. Come on, act shocked. I had a side piece. Me and my wife separated, so technically I was married on paper, so I had a side piece. It is what it is. That stuff is expensive. You know what's cheaper is to get with somebody that's going to fight with you and you just go for it together. Like, for instance, I have my buddy. I always use him, Paul and Miriam, good friends of mine. They're always together. He wake up at 5, she's up at 5. They go to bed at midnight. They're up together all the time working on their business. They travel together. They work the business together. This man is not cheating on this woman. I can promise you. Never, Neverland. Matter of fact, me and him went out to watch a boxing match across the street years ago. And she rolled up, was like, I know there's some fine women in there. You better tell him there's a fine one in the parking lot. I said, man, you got a supermodel outside. She hot. You better go out there. He ran so fast. The point I'm making is they're always together. And not that they have to be connected at the hip, but you get with somebody that's going to fight with you. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody that's going to give you your needs. Now, sometimes you may want, the cracker might get, maybe the salt on the cracker isn't salty enough. So sometimes you want to add a little brown sugar. I'm talking about, can't do nothing about that. That's just you. But if you're together working on something, it is harder to have a side piece come in the picture if you guys are on the same page working together. I just think, I think about the times me and my girl, she get the tripping and she's gone. She's mad for a week. She disappears. Like, yo, this is time. That's side piece time. That's when the side piece can come in. I'm not talking about me necessarily. I'm just saying, that's when those moments come up. You mad at your man, you taking off. Okay. Don't think ain't no side piece sitting there. Side pieces, man, they jogging around in booty shorts, waiting for the woman to skirt, take off mask. She come to the door, ding dong. Trust me, I have one of those neighborhoods. And side dudes too. Except dudes, y'all horrible with it. I see dudes walking up to a man's woman. He go to the bathroom. Y'all roll up. Y'all ain't no good. So side pieces are expensive. I always tell people, man, get you some baby oil, some TikTok is cheaper. And you can have your pick of any woman virtually. And she ain't going to chase you with the camera. She ain't going to be calling you, looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Get you a secret TikTok account. Speaking of, did I tell you that we are coming out with the waxable candle you can actually pour on your spouse? And it actually is a lubricant too. We'll talk about that at another time. But this is a real product that we're launching here in a couple of weeks. So you could just, instead of lighting the candle, reaching for the baby oil, reaching for the lubricant, you could just do it all at once. It even has a pour spot on it. It's going down. That will keep the side piece away. That massage every night, he gonna have trouble leaving that.
I don't know if any woman won't. Let me shut up.
No, coconut oil is cleared by the FDA. I checked. You can use coconut oil, is safe. Trust me. I mean, never mind. I Googled it. It's safe. You can eat coconut oil. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that's got to do with it. It's it's ingestible. It's just safe. That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
That'll keep the side piece away. You massaging your man every night, chances are he ain't gonna have as many side episodes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Joel's issue was, but he came up short and she wasn't having it. Yeah, he's in sunny California, him and Donovan both, and we're in Houston, and it looks weird out here. Yeah, Kiki, Joe up in the right now, you was talking about, I'm gonna pay you when I get home. Shit. Easy says, Joe has ED and thought that one was on the house. Yeah, nah, that's not how that works.
Oh, is that what happened? He couldn't get it up, and so she wanted her money anyway?
I don't know if that's what the deal was. And he was trying to, I need this one for free. And she was like, I'm telling your wife. Common man says, if you're going to invest in a side piece, the best way to get what you want is to invest in a young dumb when the older side pieces need the capital up front, always cash and carry.
Experience is something. When a person's got experience under their belt, they know what they want. They know how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Side pieces are expensive. I mean, real talk, because anytime you have to deviate from your life, it costs you money. Like tonight, I'm sitting here, I'm home alone. I have plenty of things to do. If I decide to spend it with a woman, it's going to cost me time, energy, money. I got to clean up. I got to wash the sheets. I got to clean up the kitchen. I got to cook. I got to do all these things. I got to light these candles. I mean, that's a lot. Now for my woman, yes, I'll do all these things. But for a side piece, that's just time and money I could be putting in my Roth IRA, my real estate investment portfolio. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So-
Walter's website right there for y'all who are asking about the candles. And let's see here. Third Coast McQueen, he said,
Where you didn't post it.
It's on Walter's thing here on his on Walter's tagline here.
Right.
That's the website at Third Coast McQueen. Thank you so much. It says I've ordered some candles from you, so I'll be on the lookout for that, Walter. Thank you.
I need that. Yeah, and send me a message. Let me know. There's a chat on there. I can communicate with you directly. And what I'm doing with people that actually order the smaller candles, I'm sending them a big one instead. So if you order 10 ounce, I'm sending you a 14 ounce, which is 40% more of a candle, just for the people on here. So let me know where you came from. That way I could give you a 40%. I'm gonna close the wealth gap by giving you more candle for your money. My participation in closing the wealth gap.
Andre says, isn't that called theft of services when you try to run out on the bill? Yeah, but who gonna police it?
Right. Wait. What is that? Robbing an innkeeper? Would that be the thing? Yeah.
Will a man rob? No, wrong scripture. Wrong scripture. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be good. OG Patrice, how are you doing today? All right, I'm gonna put the link up here. I'm interested in seeing what y'all gotta say. I want
to address Black America real quick. He says he's not paying.
We know.
But here's the thing, though. As men, don't we pay one way or the other? I mean, whenever I hear someone says, "Well, I'm not going to pay for this," aren't we paying one way or the other? Dinner, a movie, maybe lunch, maybe a little gift, something.
Coffee.
Coffee. I mean,
I put the link up, you guys. Y'all want to come on and speak your piece? We got about 30 more minutes to be up here. Tammy, you crazy.
And do us a favor, please, you guys, hit that like button. It's free to get the likes up there. Please. And please share on your platforms.
Thank you so much, Donovan. And Tammy says, we need some Bible for Donovan. Yeah, Donovan. I know your Bible got a lot of dust on it. Huh?
It does. Unfortunately, as a Catholic and a Christian, there are so many versions of the Bible. I don't know which one is which and whatever. So I'm going to have to go out there and just do the best I can and pick and choose.
Right. You open up your Bible and it's a plume of smoke that comes poof. A whole just a cloud of dust. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with my green screen. It's tripping. Everything is just awry here. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, he does have a dusty Bible. So I put the link up, y'all. Y'all speak now, forever hold your peace. Common Man says rule number 2: always leave the money on the dresser. Never exchange cash in hand. I'm not even gonna ask. Jean Michael, he says that sounded like self-defeating propaganda. I'm extremely tired and in need of a power nap. Happy to be back and looking forward to more. Enjoy. Keep this with you. Smile always. Thank you so much. You know what? I needed a nap before I came on here, but I passed on it because I'll be up all night. Yeah, that's Donovan. Bible. He probably don't even know where the Bible is. Probably in a pile somewhere. The cats use it to step on it or something.
Well, you got to think about it this way. Okay, I was born a Catholic. I'm a Catholic. It is what it is. But why is it that the Bible works for the other man, but it doesn't seem to be working for the brother man?
Right. What's really going on?
Yeah, that's what's going on. It's like, wait a minute. You say in this Bible, we're all brothers and this, and yet, but yet you oppress people that look like me. As a matter of fact, you don't even want me in the church subliminally, but here we are. So I got doubt.
Something's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my background, y'all. It's tripping. It's kind of dark up in here in general.
Yeah. Do you have enough light?
Yeah, it's the same lighting that I always have, but it's just dark in general. So forgive me, y'all. It's getting.
Try your slider to see if you can get it a little bit more.
I did, and it made me disappear. So it's just dark in here. It's just weird. I don't know. Let me open my blinds, maybe. Nope, that made it worse. So I don't know, y'all.
Yeah, Thunder says $125. That's outrageous. He could have just as easily went down to the assisted living facility, and for the low price of free $99, he would have had a good home cooked meal afterwards.
Brad McBride, how are you doing? He says, I sure miss 5 Star. You're talking about the late Gary Monroe. You know what? I miss Gary too. It's weird because, and Donovan will probably have the same story. We did so many shows, and you know how you get memories on Facebook? It tells you have memories from a year ago, memories from 2 years ago. And I swear every day it's a memory that comes up with Gary in it from a show that we did. And so I'm reminded of Gary often. And you know, Gary was a voice that was silenced too soon. So he surely will be missed and is missed.
So, you know, and it's really sad because it's really quiet down in Houston. It is really, really quiet because usually, you know, Jerry's either at the state assembly or he's, you know, running around there advocating and doing what he's doing. Now you don't hear much of anything in regards to the city of Houston and what's going on there.
Yeah, you know, and it's up to other people too to, you know, pick up where he left off. All right, Black America. What's on your mind today, brother?
Good afternoon, everybody in the chat. Miss D, Donovan, Walter done disappeared on the brother again. Yeah, man, I don't pay. And you know how I avoid it? I go out with older, unattractive women. That's it. Ain't got to pay for nothing. You got to pay for a new car. People get their old cars away. You see what I mean? Can you come pick this up? I don't need this anymore. So once something get a little bit older, got a couple of dents and things in it, people don't want it as much no more. They be trying to get that thing away. So that's how I avoid it. And I don't need to take it to dinner or a movie or anything like that. You know, like I know, you gonna pay for somebody grandma to go to movies? I just want to know, Donovan, are you gonna pay for somebody grandma to go to the movies?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. And anything over 45 is a grandma right now. If you hit 50, you damn near great grandma. I'm not paying for nobody grandma to go to the movies. I'm sorry. So hell, 40 is a grandma right now. I'm not paying for nobody grandma to go to the movies. I'm not paying for nobody.
Well, let me add to that. Okay, see, here's what I don't understand. I got a friend. He has Netflix, Hulu, all the apps, and this guy still goes to every movie that like comes out that he's interested in. I'm like, brother, the money that you're spending just to watch movies. I don't go to movies because I have Peacock or whatever that crap is. Whatever I have Peacock. I don't go to movies anymore. I just wait it out until something happens, you know. But another example of how we throw our money away in regard, and a lot of these movies are trash nowadays. They keep recycling the same old stuff. So I don't even understand why people would pay $25 to go see a movie. And like I said, when it comes to the dating aspect of it, Black America, hey, sweetheart, we ain't got to go to the movies. Just come on back to my place.
Well, women don't want to do that now. And when I say women, I'm talking about younger, attractive women with options. They don't want to do that because they feel like they have an option, or they'll, oh, well, I'm going to hold out for somebody that is going to spend money and take me to these places. It's gotta, you gotta be spectacular for something like that to happen. I'm just not, I don't need to.
Person, Black America is back, man. I missed you.
I don't have to feed nobody grandma. I don't have to, you know, take nobody auntie to the movies to get no cheeks. You know, 45 or 50, if you're not trying to jump on the back of the bike and we ride and, you know, maybe have a couple of drinks and go start playing hide and go get it, I don't want to deal with you. Come on, Miss D. Come on.
Yeah. Black America, we gotta have a drink, man. We could. I'm wax on, wax off product.
I'm down there 3 times a week. All you got to do is come over the hill to Vegas, man. I'll take care of you. You know, you ain't nothing but like 3 hours away from me. Just come on over here to Vegas.
I got free rooms in Vegas too, man. If you name it, man, we'll hook up. I like Vegas. Vegas is the spot. I can do that all the time. But yeah, another thing.
And can,
Go ahead.
okay. And can I say something on the topic earlier about the man and the woman, because it is a very gut-wrenching, heartfelt thing. But and I made a couple of comments, but I don't think that women understand that if something happens to you as a woman and you are our woman, it is now our fault and we're blaming ourselves. So it has to do with Miss D, you are Walter's sister. Walter gets into a fight or an altercation somewhere. The last thing he wants you to do is try to step in and help. He wants you to back up as far as you can for your safety. We don't want your help. We don't want you to do anything. If you want to witness it from a safe distance. Because then if something happens to you, not only is something happening to us, it is now happening to you, which the person who we love, care for, and are responsible for. So the things when I said, I think some of the people kind of took it out of context. I'm a man who loves women. And if it's one of the women or one of my daughters or one of the women in my family, if they get hurt because of some of the bullshit that I may have gotten into, I would be devastated. Back up, back away as far as you can, because there's no telling what may happen. That's all I wanted to say about that part. All right, let's get back on to the rubbing the candle wax on people's asses.
Are you stupid? Okay, I want to say this. So the lady in the video, I don't know if you had a chance to see it. She wasn't in the way. She wasn't doing anything. She just was filming, as she has a right to do. And she was a considerable amount of distance away from, her husband that was being handcuffed and stuff. So she wasn't in the way or impeding what the officer was doing or anything like that. So she didn't do anything wrong. As far as you dating older women, and so you don't have to do nothing for them or to them. I always say water seeks its own level, and so do people. And if you feel that's the caliber of woman, and it's not even about her age, any woman, and you take it how you want to, Black America, but I love you though. Any woman that would allow herself to be in the company of a man who is open about his disregard for her, she's got low self-esteem. And I would ask upon you, it could be rhetorical, why would you want to, subject yourself to a woman who don't care enough about herself to say, hey, sucker, you at least got to take me to McDonald's so I can supersize or something. But you want to treat me like a trampoline? And I'm not saying it should be transactional, but what I'm saying is you're saying you're seeking out women that have low self-esteem, that are old or, 45, 50 grandmas or whatever. So you can, get your 2 minutes of fun off and disregard her. I mean, and then on the other hand, you talk about your daughters and stuff. I doubt very seriously when they get 50 years old. Then again, I don't know. You would want them to say, hey, daddy, there's this dude that's running around looking for 50-year-old grandmas, and I was one of them, and he jumped up and down on me for 2 minutes and then said, I don't owe you a dinner, no drink of water, no nothing. So I can't tell you what to do and what your preference should be, but I would say this. I would try to, me personally, reach as many women as I can, and that's what I try to do, is tell women to have some self-esteem, have some standards. I'm 52 years old, and I'm telling you right now, ain't nothing no man could do to get it to jump on me. Especially a man talking about, I ain't gonna do nothing for you. I ain't gonna whine and down your hell to the no. Me and you can't even be under the same roof together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Can I explain it to you? Can I explain it to you? You like honesty, right?
Of course, but listen.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second.
Wait, brother. Wait. I like honesty, but there's a difference between the truth and your truth. So which one are you gonna give me?
I'm giving you the truth. You have to understand,
Wait.
men.
To me, wait. Y'all in the comment section. He said he's giving me the truth. Go ahead.
All right, so men get with women when they're young, right? And getting with a woman when they're young is like having your first car or a car. It doesn't matter how many dents and dings and flat tires and blown engines and messed up transmissions you got. That's your car and you love it and you're still going to take care of it. And you're going to take it to get it washed and change the oil. You women are like that. Okay. Now, when you get a second or third hand car, it's going to be a little less caring. Hey, I'll change the oil when I get it. So what I like to explain to women is if a man hasn't grown with you and you have all of these dents, dings, and bruises and stuff like that, you are a second-hand car. You're not first class to us anymore. And I understand that you think you need to have self-esteem, but and that's fine and dandy, but that will leave you on the car lot or in the junkyard where nobody is driving you at all. You see what I mean? So
Wait. I get your comparison, and I'm like a lot of people in the comment section. You comparing a woman to a car, but have I said I loved you today? If I did, I want to say I love you. But you gave me the truth. I want to ask you a question that I think is rooted in truth. Brother, you got 16 children. Where on the shelf or in the car lot do you belong? Do you belong on the used car lot or do you belong on a brand new car lot? Because as a woman that has options, I say I love you. I ain't going out with a man that got 16 babies. That sounds like some community peen to me.
Unless maybe he was Nick Cannon, maybe you would.
No, brother.
The funny thing about it, hold on. You never have.
No. Wait, hold on. I see one thing about Demetri K is I let y'all speak and let you speak until you can't speak no more. But when I want to ask a question, I want to finish what I'm saying. Walter, Black America don't need you to come to his defense. I'm asking Black America, and like you said to me the other day, Black America, yes or no? Just answer yes or no. So I'm asking you before you give me your soliloquy, which car lot do you belong on? Do you belong on the used car lot, or do you belong on the top tier, the Rolls Royce car lot, like you said women need to be in order to have your respect?
I'm still top tier. Like because I'm a 50-year-old man who's in great shape, makes a very decent amount of money, has everything in my life paid for, and nobody ever asks a lion how many cubs he's had. You never ask a dog, a male dog, how many puppies he's put out. It's all my kids are grown except for a 5-year-old. People think that. Hold on. You asked me to answer, and I'm answering you. You may not like the answer. Men are different. Kids haven't tore up and ravaged my body. Kids haven't tore up and ravaged my bank account. I don't have to worry about taking nobody kids to McDonald's. It's a huge difference in what happens with men and what happens with women. It's like women get in the club for free. Men have to pay $100 a head.
I'll give it to you in a minute, Walter.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this. As a woman that has a pretty healthy self-esteem, I don't care how much money is in your bank account. I don't care how many cars you drive and how many whatever you got going on, my brother. I'm just telling you, if a man came to me and said, "Hey, baby, how you doing? Yeah, by the way, I got 16 children." I'm like, how's the weather? You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm not trying to shame you. I'm not. So please don't mistake me in that. But what I'm saying is when I hear you tearing women down for a lot less than what you've been out there doing with your penis, I'm like, well, I know how you got off. But why do you get off? Why do you feel like you should be, you just because you a man? I get it. A woman can't do and take what a man could take. But if a woman is smart and she's got some self-esteem, she gonna have a conversation with you. And what that says to me, oh, this brother ain't committed to hardly nobody. He got 16 babies out there, and I know damn well they ain't with 16 different women. So what I hear is that he has a commitment problem. He likes to jump on them like trampolines, put something in them, and if for whatever reason he don't stick around, right? And I don't even want to know, ask you how many of those baby mamas you married, but that's what I hear. So I understand, brother, why you go after a woman that got low self-esteem, because she ain't gonna take you to task, because a woman worth her weight wouldn't fool with you. But I love you though.
I never said I go after women with low self-esteem. I actually wouldn't date a woman over 40, being 50 years old. It don't make any sense.
But
okay,
wait. You said the woman, you ain't gonna
yes.
buy, you ain't gonna buy a piece of bubble gum. That's low self-esteem.
Yes. Listen, it's not low self-esteem. You got to know where you are on the market. You have to know. I know where I'm at on the market. If I pull up in a Range Rover, Walter got a Range Rover. Women throw their panties on your windshield if you pull up in a Range Rover. Let me pull up in this Stingray. Women are trying to jump through the passenger side window. That's just the way it is. I pull up on my Harley. Women, I'll be at Family Dollar. I'll pull up on the Harley. A woman asks me, "Ooh, can I get a ride?" That's just what they do. You can't get mad at me for what women are doing.
Wait, you ain't talking about no quality woman that's gonna throw her panties on your windshield because you driving a foreign. You ain't talking about no quality women. So that's what I'm saying. Water seeks its own level, and so do people. And brother, if you would get in the same bed with a woman that is nasty enough and have a low self-esteem enough to throw her panties on your windshield, because I see a man in a foreign car, that don't tell me nothing about him. He might have spent his last dollar trying to pay for that car. He might be hiding it from the repo man. So if you feel comfortable enough of being with a woman, or that does something for you as a man, that a woman throws her panties on your windshield, I feel sorry for you.
Let me address this, and then let's kind of come around third base a little bit. I mean, I get this is a fun conversation. I mean, there's women for all kinds of people. There are women that's gonna jump on the windshield. I've never had anyone throw panties on my Range Rover. Maybe I'm driving. I don't know. I'm in a different neighborhood, but I mean, I don't tend to date young women. I would be. It'd take a lot for me to date a woman under 40. I mean, and here's why. I'm 53 years old. If I was going to date a woman, first of all, any woman that I would see or date have to have her shit together. Our conversations have to be about money, wealth, building, so we can afford these vacations. And every move we make has to be moving, building, adding something to our future. Otherwise, I don't need her. And as women get older, they tend to start to care more about that. Like I'll tell you, I went out with a girl, just whatever, 28 years old. And I'm not saying all young women are like this, because there are a lot of young women that are about their stuff. But a lot of the young women, unfortunately, are stuck in this TikTok, Instagram world. Oh, take me buy a necklace. Take me out to dinner. That is nuts to me. Women, if you go out with a man, make his ass give you a down payment for a condo. Make him give you a down payment for your car for Turo so you can make some money. Help you with your first and last on your house that you can rent and put on Airbnb. Stop having dudes take you to dinner. Stop having them buy you necklaces. A necklace for $1,000 that's going to be worth $600 when you. Come on now. And women, some of this is y'all fault, because y'all asked for these things. Like, get something out of the deal that can help you and him both. And if you just really want booty, there's a massage parlor in walking distance of almost every, I don't care where you go. I was in wine country, Paso Robles this weekend up there with this beautiful. And you know what I saw? The purple lights rolling down Main Street. I was on my way to a restaurant. And the purple lights, massage, tucked away. The point I'm making is if you need booty like that, you can go pay $120 and get it, and they'll rub you too. Maybe not with the lit coconut oil because it's not out yet. But the point I'm making, you can do that and not have to spend all night trying to do it and waste money on these chicks. Like, we need to be more focused on building our wealth. Women, stop letting dudes take you out. First of all, let's stop selling the booty. I hear women say, well, he want to sleep with me. He got to take me to do this. Why? That's prostitution. He got to do this for me to have sex with me. Women, that is erasing the female race. Sooner or later, man, I'm telling you, if Alexa gets skin on her and grows some hair, it's a wrap. She lit up. She's like, I got to be careful. My Alexa be tripping. But like, I'm telling you, we can't keep selling the booty. I hate it when I hear women say, he got to do this for me before he sleep with me. That's prostitution. Period. You are selling the booty, and that ain't cool. Me and you, if we're going to have sex, while we're having sex, we should be able to talk about our goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, don't you want a nice house that we can own? Don't you want land and some farm animals? You know what I'm saying? Don't you want running water and electric pole on your property so you can be in control? How about some solar panels? Like, that seems like it would make more sense to me if I'm out with a woman and we're talking about like doing stuff like that. And besides, wouldn't that make a man more sexually attractive if he was like, girl, I like you. You know what would be really good is I could help you with your credit score so you can take a day off. Any woman that's ever been around me knows our conversation is going to be about helping you do better, improving your life. If we meet for 2 minutes or 2 years or 20 years, that's going to be our conversation. I think that to me would be more sexually attractive, wouldn't it, ladies? If a man's like, I see you out here struggling, I'm going to help you get your stuff together. So I'm going to take care, help you with your kids, your daughter's car's broken down. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take it to my mechanic and I'm going to have him fix that so she can be safe. And I'm going to get her into a new car. You know what I'm saying? I see like you got some heels for work, that little scratch. Let me help you with that. So you can go out and make that money. That makes more sense to me. That attracts me to a woman because cute women are everywhere. And Black America is right. You can pull up in the Range Rover. I can pull up to a little club. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where a club is. I'm too old for clubs, I guess, or too sophisticated or mature to be at a club. But if I was to pull up to some kid club, sure, I would have girls in the range. But what's that do for me? I go home with a bunch of women. We have sex, baby all over the place. I got to clean up anyways. And what do I get from it the next day? Something me and Donovan could talk about. Man, I had these girls come over, man, baby all on the ceiling. That does nothing for me as a person, wealth-wise. It's just an experience. And we need to get away from that. Women, stop being an experience, a conversation you have that he has with his boys. Because he ain't going to call you back. And I promise you, if you hop in the back seat on the second date, there's a good chance he ain't going to call you as much.
And, you know, as I said this too, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to keep saying it. As women, we need to, and like I said, as I tell my daughter, don't be afraid to run a man away. If he will not stick around because you got standards, and as I said too, and I'm always saying, I'm not talking about nothing unrealistic, like he got to make making $100,000 and, you know, all this other stuff. I'm talking about some basic standards. If you will run him away by saying, oh no, sir, we're not going to your house or my house or the motel. No, we're not doing none of that. I don't know you. Like, if he talking about, well, you know, bye, sucker, bye. See, those are the women were like that. They not gonna throw their drawers up on your car and your windshield and give it to you just either. Those type of women, see, y'all not gonna be in the same. And I'm not. Well, I don't want to say y'all, but I'm saying type of women that y'all will be around that's gonna do that. Though all that. Where the women at that ain't gonna do that? So I don't ever hear y'all talk about those type of women. And there's a lot of women out there. But see, the problem is this, and this is not an indictment on the men. unfortunately, with women that have standards, those are the women that are single a lot. And again, I'm not talking about the ones with the unrealistic standards. I'm talking about the ones that's like, no, you, as I said, at women and even men. Somebody want to go out on a date with you? Yeah, we want to hang. What you want to hang out with me for? What are your plans with me? Or I just want to hang out. I want to get to know you. Why? Are we going down the aisle eventually? Are you looking for a wife? Are you looking for a husband? Or are we just going out to have drinks and then you think you're going to, get out the under my clothes later? Like, what? Because if I know what your intentions are, and again, this is unisex, right? This advice. If I know what your intentions are with me from day one, then I know how to handle it accordingly. All right, he just wants a romp and a hay. Okay, so do I, right? Y'all on the same page. But if you a woman or you a man out there and you dating with a purpose and you say, all right, you cute and all of that, but what's your end game? Are you out with me tonight and then out with him or her tomorrow and somebody else different? Are you just out here just on a dating scene? Or are you looking for a wife? Well, I'm looking for a wife. Potentially, I want to get married soon. Oh, okay, then we on the same page. We can go from there. Now, that still don't mean you getting into bed with me, because I don't know you like that. I need to get to know you, and preferably I like to be married to you before we roll around in the hay. But see, as I say too, and speaking from a woman's point of view, a lot of women, because we know, especially in our community, we outnumber the men. So there is this competition factor there. Well, I don't want to tell him no, even though I really do, but I don't want to run him off because I ain't had a man around here in a while. So I'm going to tell him yes. I'm not trying to be dirty here. I'm trying to tell the story as cleanly as I can. I have a friend, and she says, I don't understand why men, I don't understand why men, want a woman to perform oral on them. That's so nasty. I just understand. I said, can I tell you something? Stop. If a man tell you that's what he wants, you're not going to change his mind. Oh, I'm going to just get with him and I'm going to tell him this and that. And then when we get together, I sucker him in real good. Not sucker him in because you don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change his mind. Tell him he don't want that. He told you what he wants. If you ain't the woman for the job, and listen, no pun intended, you ain't the woman for the job, then go find you a man that is all right with that. So what I'm saying is, when we get to asking these questions earlier on and a person tells you who they are, what they want, as they say, believe them. But we got to start setting standards. Now, I'm not saying this about Walter Donovan or Black America. For me, it's sad that I get it, y'all men, but it's sad that a woman, all she got to do is throw her doggone drawers on your car, per se. And then y'all may let her get in the car. But unfortunately, when y'all do that kind of stuff, y'all don't say, if you don't get your nasty drawers up off my car, when y'all don't say that to her, and she turns out to be exactly who she was, as back in the day, we old enough when they used to call women car hops. When she proves to be a car hop, then you get mad. All she wanted to do was be with me for my car.
Didn't Special K have a song with Bernadette Stanis in the video, Car Hoppers?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or what was the name of the group? Latrim. We want the cars. The cars that go.
I got that CD, by the way, if you want to get a copy of it. Yeah.
So then you get with that type of woman, and she turns out to be a car hop. Then you go and apply all that, what she did to you, to other women who don't deserve that. So instead of surrounding yourself with a woman that would do that, get in the good company of a woman who is like, your car don't impress me. If you a good man with a bus pass of potential, I talk to you, or whatever. But we got to start raising our standards as men and women. Certain things got to be unacceptable to us. I hear y'all talk about the young women. I'm gonna give me a young woman. Give me a young woman. Your woman. Then you get your young woman, and she do what young women do. As I always tell my good friend Donovan and a lot of other men who like young women, fine and great. I'm not telling you not to be with no young woman, but don't get mad that she don't do the things, as Thunder would say, Gertrude do. Don't get mad that she don't do the things that, Bertha does. Play your role, sucker. You a sugar daddy. Open your wallet, because you go on her over her legs. Open your wallet. Yes,
Totally
dear.
transactional. Totally transactional.
What mall we going to today, boo-boo? Oh, you want to eat at Steak 48? Or you want to go to Ruth Chris? Okay, because, that's what young girls want, right? They want the bag, and you signing up for it, play your role. But when she takes you for all you got, don't get mad at all the other women, because you got what you wanted. You wanted a young woman with a tight body, a big booty, and she drained you of all your resources, and now you're mad. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me just add this. I've been talking to AD on in the chat, and AD says that marriage benefits men more so than women. And I'm paraphrasing. I didn't read the whole thing. And then I brought up the fact that how many of you guys heard recently of the Scottie Pippen situation? Okay. Scottie Pippen recently, not only is he already paying spousal support, she also got a settlement in the divorce. Now she is getting half of his NBA retirement, and if he doesn't meet some kind of stipulation, she gets all of it. Now, I just want to know, like I said, I don't know where AD is getting the statistics of that. If there's a statistic, I would like to know. But if you look at the family court system and the statistic from what I see and what everybody sees on an everyday basis, marriage benefits women in general, as they get the lion's share of whatever comes out of it, and rightly so. We don't have to debate that. But for somebody to say that the justice or the family court system is fair in regards to men, I would have to disagree. Number one, I'm a man, but also Pippen and Larson, she doesn't technically live here. Notice a lot of stars and people come to California, which is a very liberal state, very pro-woman, and they file for divorce here. So I just want to clarify that the thing of people don't understand. Marriage is not about love. Marriage is a business, and that's what it is. It is a business. It has nothing to do with love, because if it was love, you wouldn't need a piece of paper to justify it in a court of law.
And Thunder says, question, if a woman doesn't want to do something, would she be okay if she allowed another woman to do it? I mean, this is the thing I think we need to understand. It's twofold. You in a relationship with somebody, you married or whatever the case is, I would say, depending on what it is, as women, you're allowed to say no. But And I want to be careful when I say this, because I don't want to say that a woman should always say yes. I think she should be allowed to say no. But if you one of those women, not tonight, I got a headache, not tonight, and not next week either, guess what? Put it on your calendar for next month, because I'm going to have a headache too. Yeah, he probably going to be out there in them streets, right? Now, those of y'all who follow the Bible, it says, a man and a husband and wife should not be apart for too long, anything like that. Now, I don't think any woman would be okay with her man being out there being with another woman. But I think the man should say, all right, you done told me no for 3 months straight. It's getting kind of rough around here. So do you want me to get out there and be with somebody? I got needs, right? So I think people should have those conversations. But I think on the other side of that too is, I think sometimes as men, y'all need to understand, sometimes a woman want to tell you no, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Maybe she just don't want you jumping up and down on her that night. Don't take it personal. But if she's telling you no a lot, there's probably some other issues going on, and that's a conversation you need to have with her. But I don't recommend that you go out there and you cheat on her unless you have a conversation with her. Be honest with her. I'm going to work every day. I'm out in them streets. I'm around women that smell good. They look good. And you around here telling me no. You're making it hard for me to say no. So, I wouldn't be all right with that. But then some women are different. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're telling your man no, you're going through all that crap, that's your fault. I mean, you guys, we're in a microwave society where, like, for instance, you have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snap. My God, you have to be almost blindfolded to go all day without seeing no whatever, breast, booty. Man, you have to be almost Stevie Wonder. I don't care. Booty is everywhere. Even, man, you can't even watch a Disney cartoon without seeing Jessica Rabbit. I mean, it's just the images. The point I'm making, men, we get inundated with this stuff to the point where you get numb. I can go on my Instagram right now, and if I wanted to, anyways, I ain't gonna give up game, but like, you have to, like, if you in that makes, I hear women say, well, I'm not in the mood, I don't feel like having sex, then there's a part of you that probably needs to say, okay, you guys need to have the conversation. Okay, like, I'm not interested in having sex for whatever reason. Is it a physical problem? Is it an issue? Let's deal with it. But you just don't want to do it. One, we having a conversation about opening the relationship up. Or two, it's not for us. It's just the way it is. You're not going to avoid sex with your man and he's got his stuff together and he's out around all these women and he ain't going to be getting no booty. And other women can sense that. He ain't in a hurry to get home. Ain't nothing for me to get home. You tired. You rant. No man want to come home to that. So, I mean, you asking for it. Maybe it's not the right thing. It's not morally right to cheat on your woman. But, man, if you got a man, and this even sounds stupid what I'm about to say. If you got a man that's doing right, why would you hold the booty or the love or whatever whatever you want to call it? Like, and even if he ain't doing right, is sex really a negotiating tool? Oh, he ain't gonna get none.
Well, let me say this. It should not be a negotiating tool. I just think people should be honest. I'm not feeling you. I don't like the way you do A, B, C, and D, whatever. I think you should have that conversation because a lot of times, yes, sex does become a negotiating tool. It's very powerful, right? But I just think people should have those conversations with each other. Don't walk around the house mad. I ain't giving him nothing. Take out the trash. And I tell y'all a story. One of my good buddies, he's like my best friend. He says his fiance, way a long time ago, said she would withhold sex. You didn't take out the trash today. You ain't getting none. You didn't talk to me like this today. You ain't getting none. So he said at first, he was like, oh, okay. He was jumping through hoops of fire. Okay, make sure I'm perfect next time. So he said after a while, he was like, she holding it. I didn't take out the trash. He said he was like, all right, you know what? This is back in the day. I need to cash my check. I'll be back. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to cash my check. Or I'm going to go to the store. He said, now you know damn well I wasn't out there cashing no check. I was out there getting me some or whatever the case is. But he said she would do that to me. Then he said he was young then. But he said, yeah, and every time she said, okay, you ain't getting none because you didn't take out the trash, she was like, oh, all right. Because he was already getting that satisfied on the other side. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying, be careful. And Brother Samuel says, question, now women want an alpha man, a confident man. However, the player, butthole, jerk, according to some, will normally come in second and abuse women. Why is it that the nice guy, according to the same source, come in last and becomes the brother to the sister he is interested in? I don't know what that's about, but yeah, some women they want a man with a little thug in him or whatever. I just think for women who put the nice guy last, and it's stupid, but he ain't got the swag, whatever. But it's like the nice guy is a treat you nice. You want a man to come home every night, want somebody who's sweet to you, who is considerate. I don't know. I would think you would, but for some women, they don't. They like, I don't know, maybe they're used to the struggle of a man who gonna keep them guessing, take them through things. And I don't know.
I have an answer for you.
Sure.
Okay. And I know we disagree, but the human species is a high form of animal. Okay. If you look at the animal kingdom, the alpha male is the most attractive to the females, and most of the females want to mate with the alpha male. It's the same thing in the human species. So if I'm out there a little rough edge and stuff like that little dangerous edge, women are programmed, because we are not the same. Women are programmed to want to procreate with the stronger male. That's just something that you guys are programmed with. Just like men are programmed to sleep with as many women as we can. We're just programmed to do that. Because if we weren't programmed to do that, the human species would die out. And vice versa, if you guys weren't programmed the way you were, we would just die out because you wouldn't have a desire to have sex and, do what you're supposed to be doing, whatever the deal is. So that's the thing with that. But damn it, men, I could end this conversation right now, okay? The brother in Africa put out the blueprint. Put everything in your mama's name and don't worry about it.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. And I'm gonna say this too. This is some uncomfortable truths out here, but I have to, everybody that you want sometimes don't want you. It's just a fact of life. Y'all know I got a thing for Elder Barge. Now he probably don't want me. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the point that I'm making is everybody that wants you may not, or that you want may not want you. Honestly, I hate to say it, but love sometimes is a numbers game. And I don't fault anybody for liking what they like. A woman likes a bad guy to take her through the stuff, then that's what she like. But then it's like, don't get drugged through the mud by the bad guy all your life. And then when you wise up, it's like, okay, I'm ready for the good guy. Or, as they say, maybe some guy who was younger and now you see he's doing better. How you doing, darling? You remember me? You remember me? Remember from 1998? Oh, you mean I was trying to get with you and yeah, me. I just called to see how you doing. Don't expect for him to want you at that point, because probably by that time he's older, he's wiser, maybe he's taking a lot of bumps and bruises and stuff, and now he's like, girl, if you don't get off my damn phone, in fact, I'm gonna block you. So it's a numbers game, unfortunately, but I would just say this: want who wants you. It's that simple. Want who wants you. Make a life with somebody who wants you. It's just bizarre to me. I almost cussed. Ooh, I almost cussed. Somebody don't want you. They ain't texting you back. They not calling you. Why are you crying about that? Like, I'm mad that you're mad that somebody you're texting and calling is not calling you back. That's a little bit like stalking. I keep calling and they're not calling me back. I don't understand why they're not calling me back. Well, there's something wrong with me. There ain't nothing wrong with you per se. They don't want to call you back. And then it can wear them down enough. Hello. Oh, you have finally answered the phone. You finally answered the phone. I've been calling you. I know. I've been not taking your calls on for a reason. What? I just called to see how you was doing. Damn, why you acting like that? So what I'm saying is, want who wants you. Okay? I'm just saying. I've been hurt before. I've been rejected. Almost cussed again, but I'm getting good at catching myself. It hurts. But then you get wiser. You're like, I'm going to want who wants me. Now I got to want them too. Whatever. But I don't know. You know what I mean? But when I want a bad guy, say your prayers and say, good luck with that. If a man wants, a strumpet, good luck with that. Don't call me when it don't work out. I don't know what to tell you, Brother Samuel says, thoughts in whether marriage is to be for business reasons, expanding the kingdom, love, or both. I think it should be for both. Because marriage, you're building, right? When you married, you're merging things together. You're building a legacy. You're creating children. You are creating love. Like there's a lot of things that you're building. So it's a business transaction too. I was talking to my baby daddy today. I want him to come on this show because I tell you that brother is a hustler. I said, you need to come on my show. He says, for what? I said, so you can tell everybody about how you, I mean, this man will hustle up nothing into something. You know what I mean? And he was telling me about some things. I said, if your wife won't help you hustle, she shouldn't be your wife. If your wife won't help you build your business, now maybe she ain't out there doing what you're doing, but damn, honey, can I make some phone calls? Did you call that man back? Did you do A, B, C, and D? What can I help you do to get the money? That shouldn't be your wife. So yeah, marriage is as a business transaction. I don't want to make it sound unsexy. And for those of y'all probably say, have you been married? Yes, for 10 months. I was married for 10 months. But I know enough about it. It should be business. It should be love. It should be all of that. But I'm telling y'all, men, and Walter tell you too, get with a woman. If y'all, even if she's staying at home, what's she staying at home doing? Is she staying at home getting up all late and wiping the sleep out of her eye at 12 in the afternoon? She didn't see you off to work. She didn't pack you no lunch. You got you a lazy heifer at the house that's watching all the soap operas. Do they even come on anymore? I don't know. And watching all the soap operas. She gossiping on the phone. Your house is nasty. She ain't went to the store. She ain't washed her ass all day. Is that the type of woman you with? Or you with a woman that you know you're going to come home. The house is in order. The children are in order. She helping you save money. And you just like glad that you made you like it's a choice, right? As a man, you choose a woman. You choose a wife. Are you choosing a wife? As my daddy always said this to me, are you an asset or are you a deficit? Are you an asset or are you a liability? Men, are you choosing a woman that's an asset because she got assets? Or are you choosing a woman that's a liability? As my dad always also often said, some men get a woman, he bringing in a spoonful of money, and she's shoveling it out the back door because she doesn't have any economical sense. So as men, some of that is on y'all. If y'all choosing a wife that will also not be your business partner to some degree. If you with a woman that don't ask how you making the money, that don't care that you making the money, she ain't trying to help you keep the money, she ain't help you trying to build the money, why are you with her? That's on y'all. See, when y'all as men start calling us women to a higher standard, I like you. You got a nice shape. You saying the right things. But if I put a ring on your finger and I bring you into a household that I built for you, are you going to help me keep and maintain that house? Or are you going to be a problem? That's the stuff you learn before you jump in the bed with her because she threw her drawers on your Rolls Royce or your Range Rover. Walter?
I think most people that have a Rolls Royce Range Rover, I mean, people that really fought to get it, probably aren't in those spots in the first place. I mean, you end up in the club with your Range Rover. I mean, you're asking for all kind of problems. I mean, like, seriously, I don't know. But some of these women, I don't even want them to know I have a Range Rover, honestly. Because what they going to bring to the table? I'm telling you, and listen to you talk. Men, and actually women, listen to this. A man would be more, a woman, let's just say hypothetically, say we're on a scale of 1 to 10. And I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so I'm not saying who's a 1 or 10. I'm just saying if a man in his mind says, okay, this woman is a 5, but she is a 10, but she's going to work hard and help me get my life together, and we're going to do this. He's with the 5 all day. I am. Because you could take a 5 and put some heels, a black dress, let her hair down if she got some. It's a wrap. I see some women out there that be just floating along the line. I said, man, I told one of my homegirls too, close friend of mine. I said, girl, giving up game. I'm gonna do it. I said, girl, put on a black dress and some heels. And every time your man see you leave the house, put that on. I don't care if you go in the store. You can add life to it. Especially if you about it and you trying to build things and you trying to help this man build an empire. Because I tell you, man, some of these filtered chicks, oh, Lord, have mercy. If I was looking for a girlfriend right now, I'm a filter next, filter next, filter next. You got to filter next. Why you got to filter in the first place? Killing me. You might as well just get an avatar. Y'all women, cut this shit out with these filters. My God, what are you filtering in the first place that we can't see you? That is just insane to me. Like, this filter, we should outlaw filters. Like, that ain't even you. Like, stop with that. Like, a woman, and it goes for men too, but this is obvious for men, right? Women like men that are trying to do something with their life, period. Even if he don't have a lot of money, the fact that he's working on something, because like Kanye West said, he's on fries, but he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. That shit is true. Maybe he don't leave you for a white girl. The point I'm making is a lot of these brothers are really working at it, but they don't ever get a shot because they don't have it. Oh, what's he driving? Can he take me out to eat? Oh, what's the new thing? Oh, I'm looking for a guy that can take me out to do nice things. Like, why? What if he can help you buy nice things that you can actually use? Like, I'm more attracted to a woman that says, you know what? I got a property out here and I'm renting it out and it pays me $2,000 a month. So I can only work 4 days a week so I can spend time with you building your business, or me and you can just hang out and do stuff. I mean, I'm more attracted to that. And I think guys, if they're honest, most guys want that. And women, I assume you do too. You know, it's like this. I'm
No, go ahead.
free, and my girlfriend has a job. I want to help her get out of that job. Because if I won't let a grown ass, if I won't punch a clock, why do I want her punching the clock? So I'm gonna try and get her to where I'm at. I just think those relationships work better and they do last longer. Because sometimes you will get tired. Maybe she won't look as cute one day. Maybe she's just tired. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he gained a little weight. I don't know. But when you're doing something together, you have a better chance of keeping the relationship going. And there's nothing sexier about a woman that's going for her stuff that can bring, like, get in the car and we, our stuff, we get in the car together and our stuff grows. Not, oh, I'm taking her out and she want to go to Mastro Steakhouse tonight. That's doing nothing for either one of us, right?
And let me address this: facts, not feelings. If I didn't already, how you doing? It says women change. They will love you for 5 years and then stop loving you at the start of the 6th year, or stop loving you because you lost your job. And I trust me, I think I'm pretty familiar with you. I know how you feel about relationships and stuff. It sounds like you got a pretty raw deal in a marriage that you had. So I want to say to you that I'm sorry that happened to you. But a woman worth her weight, her man lose his job, she gonna say, all right, baby, what do we need to do? Even if it means I got to go get a job and help keep these lights on. I have food on the table. Even if I have to help you look, I got to fill out some applications or whatever. Or do we need to try to start a business? What do we need to do? You know what I mean? Because I told y'all about my daughter's father. And I said that Negro's a hustler. I remember when he didn't have a job, he got his family up at 3 a.m. And my daughter, when she was over there, she was with him. And they go on trash day into the neighbors, all the neighborhoods, and go into the recycling cans and collect all the cans. When I tell you that by the end of that day, they make $300 or $400 a day. Now I'm gonna tell you something else about my daughter's father. This Negro, Dan, how many acres do he own? 33 acres. In California, this man owns 33 acres of land, okay? And he says, I bought that and that, but the point that I'm making is this man came from nothing. He came from North Carolina, and had nothing. I remember when we got together, he said, when I was a child, I would sell fried bologna sandwiches in school. And he said, I'd always sell out. I started selling candy. I said, do whatever I need to do. This man on 33 acres in California, where he could build whatever he wanted on it. He said, I bought that for my children's children and their children. He says, I want my grandchildren to have something when I'm gone. And I'm not to tell all his business, but this man is sitting on a lot of money. He don't have no education past high school. He got hustle. But the point that I'm making is when he lost his job or whatever, he's one of those people that's figured out he can't work for nobody. I'm telling you that right now. He did what he had to do. And not to tell all his business, but unfortunately, he now with somebody that's helping him build. He told my daughter not too long ago, he said, if I would have stayed with your mom, I'd be a millionaire. So I'd be a millionaire. Because your mom, she give you the ball, and she said, if you smart, you gonna run with it. So that's why I said, get with you somebody who gonna say, okay, he got a little something. I'm gonna help him get a lot of something. And that's by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talk about that. Stop demanding your man go out and spend all this money you know he ain't got. Why you not gonna ask your man to buy you a $300, $400, $500, $600 bag, and you know this man is busting his hump at work every day? And you a selfish woman asking him to buy you something you know he can't afford. Help that man build and sustain what he's doing, so that later on he get on his feet good, he can go buy you something like that. So that's where we gotta be at when we think about getting with people. And one thing I'm gonna say about Kevin Samuels, y'all know I didn't care for Kevin Samuels a lot, but I did like Kevin Samuels toward the end of his life when he started to really like take mastery of his topics, and he would, show his work and stuff like that. He said that, and this is what he said to men. Yeah, he says black men. Now, Kevin Samuel said this. It ain't me. I don't want y'all to get mad. He says black men are the only group of men that want to screw their way through life. He says, if I could, like Thanos, snap my finger and take away your man parts, so that way you'd have to go get after it with other stuff. So I brought up Kevin Samuels because, men, y'all gotta look. I know y'all physically attractive to women. But after y'all get through looking at her booty 52 times, you have to eventually say, as I always say, Donovan, what do I say? What's the question I ask?
What's behind the booty?
What's behind the booty? Okay? What's behind her big giant booty? Because I had a conversation with a gentleman today. He said this lady like him and all this other stuff. I'm like, well, she's a nice lady, but get with her because you want to get with her and help her, whatever the case is. Don't get with her because you just want to screw her. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get off of here because we done talked a long time. I can see Walter, he already looking at his money. Donovan probably looking at his money somewhere or whatever.
I never stop. I've been looking at my money since we came on.
Right.
Shit, I already showed the car. I got his car keys sitting right here. So it's a good thing. And it would be, it is ideal to have somebody that can work with you all the time. And you do see these couples. I like to use the, my neighbor, I live in Ontario, California at the moment. And I see when I go out, a lot of these little, and just lack of a better word, because I don't really see anyone else doing it. I see these Mexican families out there, the husband, the wife, and the kids, and running these taco stands are popping up everywhere. They got the tacos. They're selling flowers on this side of the taco truck, and watermelon with picante sauce or whatever the little red hot, you know what I'm talking about, on the right side. And I'm just sitting there thinking, man, look at the money they're making. Man, listen, we could do that just around the clock. Sooner or later, you'll get time to do more of those other things. Man, it's right now it's 6 o'clock. I got a girl coming over at 7 o'clock. I told her, listen, if we working, because I had to let my other girl go. I'll tell you about that later. Whew. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. Help me, Jesus. But I said, okay, you get her at 7, we work until 1 a.m., period. Or don't come. Because there's nothing more important than building wealth. No excuses. You're sitting home watching Netflix, blah, blah, blah. Nothing wrong with that, but make sure, like, when I'm watching Netflix, I'm on my phone working too. Because there ain't really nothing on Netflix that's going to affect my life, but sometimes I need to dumb it down. Sometimes I just want to do, like tonight, I think I'm going to watch Jack Ryan. Season 4 just came out. It looks sick. I'm going to watch it, but I'm also going to be on my phone working too, which means I'm going to watch Jack Ryan 50 times before I get the first episode because I'm always doing something else. Do that and get you a partner that can sit next to you and can do the same thing. Because if you really think about it, dinner is an hour. Sex ain't nothing but an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. I mean, shit. You got
minutes.
Well, I don't know what dudes y'all be messing with, but you still got 21 hours in the day. I mean, you work 10, that's 13 hours between sex, food, and work. I mean, you still got 11 hours. So just do that and make the money everything. Let's just try that. Let's just do it and see what your life will be like. And I like the fact that Dre owns land. There's nothing more powerful than owning a piece of land. I'll tell you, a house, land, something you can say, you know what? That's my fallback. And I can move my trailer on it. 33 acres is a lot of land. I got 5 acres out in Joshua Tree. I'm like, 33? I mean, I guess it depends on the type 33, but with 33, you could build a whole small city. I mean,
Plans on it.
I mean, you could bring water to the property is $100,000, depending on how far you are from the main vein. Electrical poles are $10,000, $15,000 each, depending on how far you got to go from the main pole. I mean, like, and even the cool thing about
all you got to do when it comes to that, Walter, is do what the developers do in my city. You buy you a couple of council members, they rezone the area, and then they put in the infrastructure at taxpayer expense. Very simple.
And that's gangster stuff, but it's actually, and it's true, building a house from scratch. Because one, you can build it over time. You know, like you can build it, even if it took you 3, 4, 5 years to build a house on your own. Let's say you were going to pay for it out of your own pocket. If it took you 5 years to build a house and you own the land, the cool thing, because you spend money anyways. So if you spend the money instead of going out to eat and doing crazy stuff, okay, I'm going to use this $400 to buy lumber. Okay, I'm going to buy electrical outlets with this money. I'm going to buy piping instead of taking you out to dinner, baby. We're going to use that money to buy piping for the house. And then we got to pay somebody to do that. So we got to buy cement. That's going to cost us $5,000. So we're going to spend the next year or two, whatever it is, saving up for that. And before you know it, you got a house. And then you could also, of course, get financing. And the cool thing about owning land is when you go to get a construction loan, they'll use the land as part of a down payment for your property. That is the gangster stuff. So you buy a piece of property for $50,000, you improve it, the water, electricity, you grade it, and then you go get a construction loan and it's worth $100,000. That $100,000 is your down payment. So if it costs you $300,000 to build it, that's $400,000, but the house is worth $600,000. You just made $200,000, and that's something you could do on a regular basis. If you spent your time just buying land and building a house, and you did that 3 or 4 times in your lifetime, shit, you'd be a millionaire. It's not even complicated at all, and you can do that. Y'all in Texas and down south, you can buy a piece of property for $15,000, $20,000. Like y'all sleep. You can. I mean. There's companies that will give you a 60% loan. You put 40% down. I mean, you and your boys come up with 40% on a $20,000 piece of property. Y'all come up with $8,000 and let the bank give you the rest. And you build something on that together as a group. Black people start doing that, it's going to be owning cracking. I tell you. And I'm going to end with this. And I'm going to say something controversial, but I'm going to do it because you know me. So one of my friends, she's on this app, dating app. She's on a bunch of them. and she was just showing me all like there's a whole group of women, and on their profile it says looking for an African American man. These are white women, Spanish women, and there's a whole bunch of them saying looking for an African American man. When I go and it's so funny watching her do this. I don't see a bunch of people saying I want a Mexican man, I want a white man. That is rare. What I see is a lot of these women saying I want an African American man, African American man. So I'm telling you, black women, these women are coming for your men. We need to work together. And I'm not saying don't date outside your race. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there are other races are coming for black men. They want the black man for all kind of reasons. There's just something attractive about a black man. Because I know women that will only date black men. Period. She's like, I don't know. I'm white as snow. I'm my Uncle Snow White. I want a black man. I know a bunch of women that will only date a black man. Black men are affectionate. They work hard, which is not what you hear in the media. You think black men we ain't doing shit, but we do work hard. It would be cool. And I know there are a lot of black women that do. I'm not saying you don't, but if we could work together, even if we're not dating each other, like the girl that's coming over tonight, she's a sister girl. I said, I'm going to give you a shot first because you are a black woman. And that is the last time I'm going to do that. Next time, I'm just going to reach out to the open public. I'm giving you as a black woman a shot. Because if I can get one black woman stronger, then she can make another black woman stronger, and then she can make a black man stronger. So what do I have to sleep together for me to make her stronger so she can help the black community? I mean, in that case, you can have 50 side pieces. I don't mean sleeping with them, but like business side pieces. I mean, you could do that. That's really what we should be doing anyways. When we meet each other, we should be like, yo, I can help you. Let me help you get your money. Even if you want to date me and I'm not interested, I can help you get your money so you can find a man of a good caliber. And that's going to make it easier if you get your stuff together. I ain't got to pick you up and all this shit.
So y'all want a dating show? I would have to think about how I would even do that. I have to bring my daughter in on that. She's very creative. A dating show, huh? I could be like Chuck Woolery. We'll be back in 2 and 2. So anyway, y'all, Asha, how you doing? I ain't gonna read you crazy.
And y'all, I'm gonna end with this. Y'all need to stop with sex is 2 minutes, sex is 20 minutes. Y'all need to cut that out. Let me tell you, there's ways to fix that. I'm gonna tell you.
Next show, next time. Thank you. Good night. We love y'all.
Next week, I'm gonna give y'all the answer how to fix your 2-minute man. Tell you how to fix it. Turn him into maybe at least a 45-minute man.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe some women don't want 45 minutes. Some women want 425, not 45. We can help you get the 45. All right. I'm in trouble.
Anyway, y'all, we will be back on Sunday, the Demetri K Show with Donovan at 5 p.m. Central Time. I don't know what we'll talk about. Maybe we'll try to do politics or something. Whatever pops up, we'll do. In the meantime, we love and appreciate you guys. You guys stay safe out there. Stay cool. I don't know why my screen is dark. Maybe I need a new computer. Donovan, you balling. Walter, you a big baller. I need another iMac. Can y'all send me about $2,000 or so I can continue being in the best light possible? Anyway, see y'all on Sunday. Y'all be safe. Mwah. Peace.